You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Mm-mm. Here we go now. Here we go now. Mm-mm. 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 Here we go now. Here we go now. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go down. Mm-mm. All right, guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Let me know if you can see me, hear me, and all the things. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We're live on X. Shout out to everyone that's watching. Thank you guys so much for your patience. And already 139 of you have liked the video on YouTube, so thank you. And if you're watching on other places, do all the things there. Engage. Shout out to our Twitch community. From what I hear, you guys tell me I look better and I even sound better over there as well. So make sure you follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheKempire. All right. Hold on. Did I add? Okay, I didn't add, but it's okay. It's all right. Let me take a sip from my 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. And if you're listening to the podcast version, I'm showing off my new water canister for the holidays. You know, a little gingerbread man, a little glittery. You know what I'm saying? Tis the season. And for all of you that say it's too early, shut up. It's never too early over here at the Kempire, okay? We are going to start our tis in the season, okay? Gigi says cute. Thank you, Gigi. I knew Gigi would like it, okay? Winter likes it. She says, OMG, the cup is too cute. Marshalls. Yeah, I'm always at the Marshalls looking like, what y'all got over here? And that's why you got to start grabbing. Okay, if you are a Christmasnista like me, you got to start collecting stuff now. Honestly, you really should have started collecting stuff back in July. I know. But at least October. Because the stuff starts running out. I'm not collecting any more stuff. I have enough stuff. I have to also remind myself of the stuff that I have in storage and that I need to bring over here. Shout out to all our members. It is a members-only live chat. You know, we do that at least once a month during one of our most popular recaps, and here we are. So thank you to all of you. Ms. Parker, happy belated birthday. Shout out to anyone celebrating a birthday. Happy Scorpio season. And thank you to everyone that donated to our Breast Cancer Awareness Month fundraiser. Did we reach our goal? Hold on, let me take a look. Because, we definitely reached our goal. However, we exceeded our goal. I know we were close to like 4,000 yesterday, and we were so close. And today's literally the last official day to donate. Let me just see. Did we hit our goal? We did! Over $23 of it, too. $4,023.00. Come on. We did. Y'all did. Okay? Thank you to everyone that donated. 100% of your donation goes to the organization. You still have time to go check out some of our last videos if you've been meaning to donate. But, our original goal was $3,000. So we went over $1,000 for Black women's health imperative. So thank you to everyone that donated. I appreciate it. Duchess, happy early birthday to you. All right. Someone put up their Christmas decorations already on Saturday. I didn't even do that yet. I will probably start this weekend coming up. And for those that didn't realize, we went back an hour on Saturday. I'm hoping by Monday you realize it, but you're probably feeling it, right? You're probably feeling like, that hour difference. You gained an hour. You didn't lose an hour. Calm down. All right. You know what we've been doing? We've been critiquing and grading the housewives that have been on Watch What Happens Live these last couple of weeks, ever since Keiarna was on. And I said, how did Keiarna do? And I said, not so great. Last week, Stacey was on, and I felt like Stacey did a very good job. Tia was on last night. How would you guys grade how she did on Watch What Happens Live? Because honestly, that's how I feel when the housewives show up and they're in front of Andy Cohen. I feel like this is them sort of performing for him. And I think Tia was okay. You know what I like about Tia? I like the fact that she has a maturity and a self-assurance that I thought Angel had. And I don't think Angel has that self-assurance. But Tia, I feel like she knows who she is. She's not going to be this big personality or, with the shady. She's going to give you grown, mature, and a lovely accent. Okay. But I thought she did well. I don't think she was like super entertaining like Stacey last week, but I think she did way better than Keiarna. Keiarna just gives, sorry, Keiarna, hate her, and I don't know why. Angels gave her a rating, well, not the Angel W here on our channel, gave it a 9.5555. Kendra gave it an 8.78. Okay. Dimmy says, Karamo, my God. Okay, I meant to change and update the title, and I will after this. Karamo is getting a lot of backlash, but some support, too, in regards to him responding to the Wendy Osefo question. So I'm going to play that for you, because I have to give Tia kudos as well, because a lot of people hated on Wendy, saying that she only wanted to be the only Nigerian on the show. Again, this could be because of that reaction that Wendy made sure that she was going to show up and be lovely to Tia. But Tia says, she's been nothing but lovely to me. So I have to point out all the things, okay? So Tia has said that Wendy has been nothing but lovely for her. So let's take a look and a listen, because Bravo's weird about us sharing their videos, even though we're promoting that terrible show, Watch What Happens Live, and those failing ratings. Brandy gave Keiarna's appearance on Watch What Happens Live a 4. Damn, that was actually pretty generous, because I felt like she was like a wet shoe. All right, a wet rag. There we go, a wet rag. Not me getting the things mixed up. Okay, let me show you what played out, because Karamo's receiving a lot of backlash. Sidebar, speaking of Karamo, when Andy introduced Karamo's show, he says, and I forgot what he said, the ultra popular, so I forgot what he said, but he said something and I was like, is it? I mean, it's still on. It hasn't been canceled. And I told you I've been meaning to at least watch a show, but I don't think Karamo show is necessarily my vibe. It's definitely giving the vibe of trying to do old school talk show where it's not about it's not celebrity driven. It's more so about real people, and almost like a Maury Povich daytime talk show. But again, I haven't watched it. I've only seen clips. Have you guys been watching it? I thought people completely wasn't paying attention. I never see people like clipping Karamo, like, oh, look what happened on Karamo. Just saying. Anyway, Vicky's watching on Twitch says, Karamo tries too hard and still misses. I will say Karamo's hot takes last night were interesting. Jay says Karamo got to lay off the fillers. Well, he said last night in response to the whole conversation about filters and photos and things like that, he didn't like that because so many people still say that he has done something to his face, and he says that he hasn't done anything. Some people don't think that Botox and filler are doing something to your face because you didn't have to go to sleep and get it done. So some people don't think that. So he could be getting Botox and filler and things like that. I don't know because I'm not an expert, but he could be. Okay. All right. Hold on. Miss Parker says, thank you for being a member. Miss Parker, shout out to all our members in the chat. We see you. Miss Parker says, you hit the nail on the head, Kempire. It just hasn't been canceled. And I think it's, okay, this is no shade to Karamo because there are a lot of daytime talk shows. Because you see that question? He says he has an answer for the shady question that they asked about what daytime talk show is overrated. He says he has an answer, but he's not going to answer it. And I was like, are you talking about J-Huds? No, I'm playing. He wouldn't say J-Hud because they're on the same network. I kind of want him to answer it. And if I ever see Karamo, I'm like, Karamo, what's the answer to this? I'd like to know. But, you have to show a sisterhood in the daytime talk show world, I guess. If you had to choose and answer that question, what daytime talk show is overrated? Drop it in the chat. And if you're part of the replay crew, let us know. I've talked about this countless times. I've talked about it countless times. Drew Barrymore just won. That wouldn't be my go-to answer. But Drew Barrymore just won for the Emmy for best daytime talk show host. I haven't watched the show chapter and verse, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Okay. Jay says, I wanted him to answer. Me too. Me too. Damn, I did not mean to pull up Singer DST's comment. I meant to pull up Jay's comment, but it must be the universe. It must be the universe. That was not me. That was not me. Jen says, the other Jen, says that all of them. Daytime talk is not what it used to be. There aren't a lot of really great people that are on daytime right now. There are far more terrible daytime talk shows than there are great. Tamron Hall, I think she's good. I don't watch her chapter and verse. I'm glad they're getting the coloration of the situation better on the screen. Because remember, I used to say it had like a yellow hue, and I hated it. It looked like it's getting better. I don't know what's going on over there. But Tamron Hall is an actual journalist. Some people do not like the way that she interviews, but y'all don't like a journalistic interview. That's what it is. There's Sherry Shepherd. I don't mind. I have to say, but I'm wondering if I feel the way that I feel about the people that I think are doing well. Is it because there aren't a lot of people that are... It makes me wonder. You know how I grade Housewives now on a scale because of how bad Real Housewives of New York is? Am I grading how bad daytime talk is because of how bad it is? Maybe. Am I grading it on a scale? I don't see people really watching daytime talk. I wouldn't be surprised. And they probably will say the excuse, well, no one's watching regular television anymore. They're watching streaming, so that's why the ratings are low. Well, no, give them a reason to watch daytime television. Give them a reason. Give them a reason to watch. Kendra, I see a lot of people mentioning Wendy Williams and how they miss Wendy. Right, Winter? She says she listened to Kep about the lighting. Because it was like that for a few seasons. Can we talk? Tamron Hall's, that coloration, yellowation situation. It was like that for a couple of seasons. They won Emmys, though. I forgot about The View. I still watch clips of The View, but I feel like The View needs a little bit of a shakeup. But we won't go into that. But The View's been on a long time. Okay. Thank you so much, Vicky. Vicky says, you are my daytime talk show. I love you, Kempire. Thank you, Vicky. Vicky usually watches us on Facebook. She's now watching us on Twitch. Okay, Vicky, I see you. All right. Toya says, people are at work. People have always been at work during daytime talk. That didn't stop people from watching these shows before. Pageant Mom says, perhaps views will increase now. What do you mean? Because people are not at work? Oh, damn. Hold on. No, I'm saving this one. I'm going to save this one before I bring these out. I got surprises. Okay. Guys, you're just joining us. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We led into this whole other conversation because I wanted to talk about Karamo's appearance on Watch What Happens Live and how X is dragging Karamo this morning for a comment that he made about Dr. Wendy Osefo. So let me play for you the clip. I have to play it and, do all kinds of things just to...
Her reaction to the news about Wendy recently.
Oh my gosh, I was just as shocked as everybody else. Wendy has been very kind to me and very warm to me on the show. And
See, the thing that people have said that Wendy isn't, she's saying that Wendy has been. She said Wendy has been warm and kind to her.
Wendy has been very kind to me and very warm to me on the show, and I have a lot of respect for her family. She's got a beautiful family, so it's very sad. It's sad. Obviously, there's so much we don't know, but I can imagine it's a very difficult time for her and her children. I think about her children.
Karamo.
Did y'all pay attention to Karamo's body language when she was giving the response? Let me go back. You need to pay attention to his body language.
What was your reaction to the news about Wendy recently?
Oh my gosh, I was just as shocked as everybody else. Wendy has been very kind to me and very warm to me on the show, and I have a lot of respect for her family. She's got a beautiful family. So it's very sad. It's sad. Obviously, there's so much we don't know, but I can imagine it's a very difficult time for her and her children. I think about her children.
What is that smile about,
Karamo,
Karamo?
what was your reaction?
I'm just used to stunt queens in the gay community, so I was like, oh, this is a stunt, okay? She pulled a stunt, girl. She was trying to do some insurance fraud, girl. Okay, girl, you got caught, girl. Not gonna do the time. Ain't that what she did? That's what she did, right? She pulled a stunt. She said she didn't have the ring, and then she had the ring. Right?
Did you guys see Andy's reaction, his facial expression? Look, I know a lot of people are like, Andy was not happy with Karamo's response. Well, here's the thing, and I've said this before. Don't sit here and try to act like Andy's some angel. He encourages this type of behavior on Watch What Happens Live. He encourages the shade of it all. So he has to give that response. Remember, he's now seasoned. When we talked about him on Call Her Daddy and the amount of times he brought up HR, that'd be an HR issue. That'd be an HR issue. Can't say this, can't. He's very media trained right now because of all the backlash. And remember, he just signed on for a new contract. Okay. So let me play it again. What Karamo had to say.
She pulled a stunt, girl. She was trying to do some insurance.
What was your reaction?
I'm just used to stunt queens in the gay community, so I was like, oh, this is a stunt, okay? She pulled a stunt, girl. She was trying to do some insurance fraud, girl. Okay, girl, you got caught, girl. Not gonna do the time. Ain't that what she did? That's what she did, right? She pulled a stunt. She said she didn't have the ring, and then she had the ring, right? That's a stunt.
Let me tell you something. As a part of the LGBTQI plus community, I have never pulled a stunt. I don't plan on pulling stunts at my big age. Look, we don't know yet. We've covered this story already. We have to wait to see what Wendy and Eddie's response will be in regards to this. They've filed their legal docs, and they're saying that this was an illegal arrest. Doesn't say that they didn't do it, but they're saying that it was an illegal arrest, so everything else must go. Okay? Gary says that, and this is the comment that I've seen a lot of people say. Gary says, thank you for being a member, Gary. Gary says, Karamo is saying what many of us think. But I think what many people have said on social media. I think people expected Karamo to be a little bit more politically correct in his response because he's on national television. Elle says, and thank you for being a member, Elle. She says, did Karamo lie? I have to say it like that. If it were someone else, would people be upset with him? Like who? Give me an example. Like if it was just like Giselle, maybe, or someone else. So he is getting a lot of backlash for the statement that he made on Watch What Happens Live. I'm seeing mixed reactions. I see a lot of people are saying that, you know, as someone that talks about mental health and things like that, they expected a little bit more from him, blah, blah, blah. And then some people are saying, well, did he lie? I'm more offended that he's saying, you know, the gays be doing stunts. This gay has not done that stunt ever, or any kind of stunt, okay? I don't even want to do a physical stunt, okay? I'm at a particular age. So, look, you guys will let me know. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts. Do you think that Karamo went too far, or was he just playing into the game of what Andy Cohen likes, but wants to, you know, sort of, you know, put people out there and hide his hand? Tyrese says he lacked compassion towards the children. Sharon says, I thought he was going to give Wendy grace. I was too. I think I was more surprised at Karamo's response because I didn't expect, again, we don't know people's interactions behind the scenes. I don't know if he's had a bad interaction with Wendy or he's just really giving his opinion or playing into what they expect of guests on Watch What Happens Live. I don't know. But I will say I was surprised at his response. I was like, oh, we're going there. All right. Pageant Mommy says Karamo was sharing what he felt. So Toya says went too far. Okay. Sidra Bing says Karamo was doing too much. I don't like his energy. Seems very dark. You know, we talked about Karamo. Remember when Karamo made an appearance on Real Housewives of Miami and we were like, there is something there. I don't know if I want to describe it as dark energy, but there was something there. And you notice how he was responding to the queer eye for the straight guy, the past host not being there, and Andy asking you like, oh, do you like this guy over that guy? He's like, oh, he was giving very politically correct answers. So I think that's why I thought he would have answered that a little bit differently. But again, that's his opinion. And again, that is what we see a lot of people on social media saying. They're probably not saying it like that, but that's what they're saying. Hey, Miss Brooklyn Diamond. Miss Brooklyn Diamond says he answered the question that was asked of him with how he felt. Honestly, no matter what he said, people would complain. You're right. You got a good point. You're right. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Nia says, thank you for making me laugh. You cured my depression. Hold on, wait a minute. Are you calling me the Keisha Kayor of YouTube? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I had to. But Nia, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Taurus with the T, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Taurus with the T is, hey Cam, like the video, y'all. Thank you, Taurus with the T, and for the super chat. Kendra, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, thank you for adding Tia to the soundboard. I did not add her to the soundboard. Keep up. Not yet. I would like to add her to the soundboard. I just haven't. I've been busy. Kendra, damn. Okay. Let me say thank you. We had another super chat. Katie, thank you so much for the super chat. Katie says, he went a little overboard with that fate. Oh, come on. Let's not. He already told you guys on Watch What Happens Live. He doesn't like when you guys talk about people's pictures and talk about his face. And here y'all go talking about his face, proving his point. Nelson, thank you so much for Nelson the Virgo watching on Twitch says, I love Tia. Her humor is golden. I like her too. She gives a sense of maturity and humor that I like. And even when they come for her, she doesn't waver. That's what I thought we would get from Angel, but we're not getting that from Angel. All right, let me get into this episode. Let's get into this episode. Let me do a little time marker. Okay, 22 minutes in. All right, let's get to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? I forgot to do the live chat poll. Let me do this live. This is live, y'all. But if you're listening to the podcast version of this is your opportunity to head on over to your favorite podcast platform and give us a 5-star review, okay? Let me see. How would you... And if you're listening on Spotify, you can engage in the comment section on Spotify and let me know. How would you rate this week's episode of RHOP? I forgot to do it. Like, just when I think that I've done everything, there's always one more thing for me to do. So let me just add this from 1 to 10, how you guys would rate it. I see the live chat. Gigi gave it a 9. Kalani gave it a 7.5. Deborah gave it an 8.5. Christina gave it a 7. Foxy gave it a 7. Pajamama gave it a 7.5. J-Spot gave it a 5. Paige gave it an 8. Singer DST gave it an 8.5. If you're watching on YouTube, vote in the live chat poll. We'll take a look a little bit later on to see how you would vote. But if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know how you would rate this week's episode of Potomac. I thought it was a good episode, but I like the fact that we're on a trip. So that helps me boost my rating. I think a 7 would be fair for this week's episode. I definitely think 7 would be fair. The only critique that I would give, well, a couple of critiques, but one of my major critiques is the fact that I feel like I see people actually working and trying to produce television instead of just being there and having fun. I feel like I can see them trying to cause an issue. The same thing I've noticed on Real Housewives of Orange County too, these last couple of episodes before the season finale. I felt like we were seeing people trying to create drama, and it's like, come on, guys. That's where it becomes like, okay, this is we are definitely watching a reality show. Okay. Yeah, Duchess D says last week and this week's episode was good, but didn't warrant the to be continued. Yeah, but you know what they like to do. Let's start at the top. The top of this episode, we are coming for Stacey. Well, Ashley's coming for Stacey, like she's been doing the entire season. Okay, so she brings up the fact that Stacey has been trying to get with Chris Samuels. And I know a lot of people probably were like, what was Wendy's reaction? I think Wendy was... But this will let you know that Wendy's not a part of the new Green Eye Bandits clique. And she's having real life reactions where she's like really surprised. She's like, what? because I do think she's formed a friendship and an alliance with Stacey. You see it at the table. So Ashley confronts Stacey saying that, my friend, she works with PR and she sees that you were trying to trying to meet Chris Samuel. Okay. Stacey says that I adore Chris. Stacey is such a politician. She's like, I adore Chris Samuels. Okay. She's like, and we're good friends. I'm like, oh, all right. Is that what we're doing right now? Okay. Stacey says that they have a lot of friends in common. Now it's the DMV, so I wouldn't be surprised that they do have friends in common. But she gets such a politician answer. Okay, she's like, oh, I adore Chris Samuels. Oh, we're really good friends. We have a lot of friends in common. Stacey, have you guys seen that Stacey's QVC videos are now being shared online? A lot of people are clipping some of their favorite moments, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, she was funny even back then, even though I don't think she was trying to be funny." So there are a lot of the clips are circulating on X. Hey X. Okay, so Stacey says. When Ashley says, Chris is telling people as well. And Stacey has a response for that as well. Hence why Andy finds her exceptionally, what did he say? I forgot what he said. I wrote it down last week. Yeah, he's in love with Stacey. And even in the Call Her Daddy interview, he says Stacey is like the best newbie. Okay? So Ashley says that Chris is telling people too that she's reaching out. Trying to meet, she's trying to get with him. And then Stacey has a response for that. And she's just like, he's a guy. Wouldn't you think that any guy would, be bragging or talking about it? Like, this lady's trying to get with me. And everyone was like, Chris is not like that. And look, even I was like, yeah, like I don't even know Chris like that. But based on what we know of Chris, like Chris is not like that. But maybe Chris is like that in his single years. Okay, maybe that's how he is in his. I don't know. Okay, according to Monique, Chris is not who we think he is. Okay, I've yet to see that, but even Angel chimes in because Angel knows Chris as well. Apparently, Chris was like a mentor for Bobby. He was one of his mentors. So she was like, "Yeah, Chris is not like that." So yeah, so Ashley comes to Giselle's defense, and you're like, you want to out Giselle again. Giselle and Ashley being friends, I don't think that they're real friends. I've never gotten the vibe, even after all these years, I've never gotten the vibe that they're real friends. I think they are friendly. I definitely believe that Giselle and Robin are real friends, and that's my marker because that's how I can tell. I'm like, yeah, Ashley and Giselle are not real friends. They are friends on the show. I think they are acquaintances at best. Okay. So, but this was a moment for Ashley to save Giselle. Okay. She's like, you want to out Giselle? And Giselle, she ain't out anything. I'm dating. I have to agree. I felt like Stacey bringing up this guy fell a little flat in this moment, only for us to find out later. Well, no, Stacey wasn't off. Stacey was vindicated. Because we find out that, this Sean Spriggs situation is a little bit more serious than, we're dating. Okay, checks all the boxes according to Grace, her daughter. We find that out a little bit later on. All right. So Stacey says that she's back with her. She's like, I'm back with my husband now. Okay. And Wendy chimes in, having her back like a good sister. She's like, I did not. What she's basically saying, she did not give Chris the poon poon. Okay. She said poon poon, but it's more poon poon. But anyway. All right. Wendy says in the confession, she's like, look at Ashley being Captain Save-A-Ho for Giselle. And she's like, Ashley, move out the way. Is this why Ashley was so mad at Wendy by the end of the season? But I agree with Wendy. Ashley, move out the way. Let's get into Giselle's personal life. She wants to be in everyone else's personal life. She wants to be the mastermind behind all the mess. You don't have to say, if it's nothing, you'd be like, I'm dating. Like, we're hanging out. We could have literally just got into more more information about the Sean Spriggs of it all. But Ashley wants to focus heavily on being unlikable. I was going to say something else, but I was like, no, she's leaning into being unlikable. All right. What else did they say in this moment? Oh, I always love to quote. I always have to write a quote from Stacey. It feels like she's quotable. Okay? Stacey, I know you're watching this, or at least your bestie's watching this. Pull up. Because y'all will, I know Andy gave you your flowers last week, and then he said it in an interview. Please understand, if you think that he's your friend, or you think that he loves you the way that he loves you because you're a cash cow. I give this advice to all the housewives. Let me give it to you, Stacey. I agree with him. I think you are a star. I think you're funny. I think you're a great addition. I called you the Palo Santo last season. He does this. It's almost like a mind trick. He did it with Bethany. He did it with Nene. But the minute you're no longer used to him, I'm going to dash you away. Okay? Or you're not going to be important. But he's also doing it strategically to shake the table with the other housewives on your city. So keep that in mind. It's a psychological game, but I think you're prepared for it. But I'm just giving you a heads up if you were letting any of that stuff get into your brain and make you think like, oh my God, he loves me. Oh my God, he loves me. He doesn't. Okay? Please take my advice, because other housewives, when I've said this before, did not. Now they're in their feelings now that they're no longer the fave. Just saying. Anyway, back to Stacey. So Stacey, before the dinner is over, she says in her confessional, you can't expose something that's not true. I'm going to live my best life in that nameless robe and have a great time. I am not thinking about Giselle or Ashley. This is why we loved her from last season. Last season, it was the same energy. She's not letting these people see her sweat. I respect it, but she's an Aries, and this is why she's not going to let you see her sweat. Lean into that energy, Stacey. Keep leaning into that energy, okay? Keep having fun. Let me read it again. So she says this to end the conversation in her confessional. She's like, you can't expose something that's not true. I'm going to live my best life in that nameless robe and have a great time. I am not thinking about Giselle or Ashley. Come on. Okay. Come on. I'm like, all right, Stacey. Just when you think you can make her sweat. Nope. She's not sweating. All right. So the ladies get together and they go back to the villa and they surprise Wendy because, it's Wendy's birthday. They surprise her with a birthday celebration. The ladies start singing, happy birthday to you. No, they were saying, it's like, happy birthday to you. I'm surprised they didn't sing the black version. The Stevie Wonder one. Happy birthday. Okay, never mind. So I had to rewind. I rewound many times during this episode, hence why I was a little late. Okay, the 42-minute episode turned into like an hour and a half for me because I'm rewinding. I'm like, wait, what did she say? Let me pay attention to body language. And I watched it last night too. If you follow me on X, I recapped it a little bit on X last night. Toya said the cake looked good. That wasn't I'm not a big chocolate. It was chocolate cake, right? I'm not a big chocolate cake eater. I like chocolate, but not chocolate cake. Okay. So I paid attention to Keiarna's body language. Keiarna looked so bitter and mad. I was like, but she did sing. She's like, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I wish the cameraman would have zoomed in on Keiarna's face. Like her head's to the side. Let me be descriptive because I forget some of you listen to on the podcast. She was just her head to the side, hand down, like happy birthday to you. She probably no sound was coming out of her voice. Probably it's probably more like. Have you ever done that? I've done that because I can sing, and everyone's like happy birthday to you. And then I'm just like, okay, I don't want to, because they're going to throw you off key as a singer. Like, people that are singing off key, they're going to throw you off key. And I'm just like, happy birthday to you. happy birthday to you. And every once in a while, we go to a little quiet, birthday! Just a little bit. So she probably was giving, happy birthday to you. Very low. Happy birthday to you. But she wasn't even giving, like, body. She was more like, to the side, happy birthday to you. Oh, God. Are you okay, Keiarna? No, clearly not, because literally Keiarna's face was giving enough for Giselle to be like, are you tired? Yeah, I mean, if you want to go to bed, go to bed. If Giselle's sending you to bed, newbie mistake, do not go to bed. Where are you going? All right? Okay. Deborah says, I can sing off key. Okay, Deborah. All right. So Giselle says, yeah, you can go to bed. You can go to bed. So she goes to bed, and Ashley's like, oh, you going to bed? And she's like, yeah, I'm a little tired. Girl, you weren't tired. Did you guys see when she went for her purse? Hence why I kept on rewinding. She goes for her purse, and it felt like she was like, when you really don't want to go to bed and you kind of want your friend to go to bed with you? Like, go back to the room with you, because she was sort of like dragging. I think she was hoping more people would go to bed, more specifically that Angel would go back to the villa with her. But Angel was not moving. Angel was just like, I'm not ready to go to sleep. You saw how she was dragging? She was sort of like dragging. I was like, Keiarna, go to bed. You said you were going to bed. Why are you still here? Why are you still here? So she eventually she says to Ashley, yeah, I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. Bye. Look, this is all I got from her. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, I'm holding the violin incorrectly. Please hold. Again. Go to bed, Keiarna. Don't nobody care about you right now. Go to bed. Lord. All right. So Keiarna says in her confessional, she's like, I'm over it. Wendy issue, no issue. Jazzy, blah. No, girl, you are the issue. You are the one dragging this. And this is why I know people are going to be like, oh, Wendy said this, Wendy said. No, I don't blame Wendy for saying what she's saying now after Keiarna has made this a big issue. I don't blame her. Gary said he's going to block me. Gary said, I'm going to block you. This violin. Welcome to the new prop of the show. Okay, hold on. This is Keiarna. Every time I see Keiarna, hold on, let me move the mic down so y'all can see it in full. The tiny little violin. Keiarna, go to bed. Go to bed. Ariana says, not the world's tiniest violin. We got props in the studio. I saw that and I said, I need that. Okay. Elizabeth says, woe is me, woe is me. So the group, I have to tell you, I'm sure the viewers felt this as well. Watching Keiarna leave, it was like watching the dark cloud leave the room. I think we all took a sigh of relief when Keiarna left. I think even her best friend, I don't know if they're best friends, I think even her friend Angel felt a sigh of relief. She seemed more relaxed. She had a good time. Okay? So they want to play a game. Why was Ashley the head start of the game? And she kept on asking questions. I thought it was supposed to move to another person. Why are you the one asking questions? And why you always got to make everything gay? And this is coming from the gay man. How you doing? Why you got to make everything gay? Oh, it feels so forced. So Ashley asked Wendy, has she ever been attracted to a woman? So Wendy says, well, God, first of all, can we just talk about how good Wendy looked? Rewinding back, because I got to see Wendy's full outfit when she was they were singing happy birthday to her. I was like, Wendy looks good. That's some good surgery to look like a permanent filter. You look good, girl. I don't care what Angel says. You look good. Okay? Anyway, Angel, though. Angel, this is your violin too, girl, because homegirl, Angel's over there. First of all, I think Angel's gorgeous too. One time for Angel. The hair, the way she was just laid, sort of like hanging on the chair, hair like this, breasts, and then, but her face though was giving this. The face was giving that, though. Okay, I will say that. Like, she was, like, continuing the Keiarna of it all. All right, focus. Okay. So they play the game. And Wendy does admit that she was attracted to the stripper at the Stadium nightclub. I don't know anything about that, but DMV, let me know. Is it still open? And then Wendy is just like, she had braces. I don't know why, but I found that to be sexy. Y'all find braces sexy? I felt like she was putting on. I felt like she was putting on for that. The braces part took me out. I was like, what? Who finds braces sexy? Metal braces? Like full-fledged metal braces? Okay. Come on, Dina. Dina says, now Kempire, Angel's wig was too heavy and those breasts wanted to escape. Well, here's the thing. To me, she reminded me of like art. You know, so I like that. It seems like natural. I liked it. Look. Gigi says, braces sexy. That's why I was like, Wendy, come on. I think you're lying. I think you're lying on that. So Ashley asked another question. I was like, aren't we supposed to move on to another person? And again, we're watching an edited show. But why is Ashley asking the second question? But before we even get to the second question, Tia says, guys, you know who, I know this question's not for me, but you know who I have a huge crush on? Rachel Maddow. And the group was like, Rachel Maddow. She's like, just something so sexy about her. I mean, I think Rachel, you know what I like about, I wouldn't say I think Rachel is sexy. I think Rachel is really smart, so that could be very attractive. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never been attracted to a lesbian stud. Because some of them are cute. Like, and they look like a dude. All right? So I don't question anything about me being attracted to a stud. I don't question nothing about me. Because you're looking like a stud. So, look. Okay, Tyler Perry.
Lies! The lie!
And scene.
Okay. All right. Paget Bobby says, Rachel Maddow. So specific. Right? Yeah, Rachel Maddow. I love Tia, though. See, those are the moments that I really enjoy Tia. All right. So Ashley asked another question. Like, why are you asking all the questions? Shut up. Don't nobody want to hear from you. What are you struggling with? Keep up. All right. Focus. Tia answered the question on Watch What Happens Live about Stacey, because I forgot to mention that it was Stacey also. But I saw people online talking about this as well. But Stacey brought up on Watch What Happens Live that she felt that Tia's accent was put on. And, you know, of course, Tia and Stacey get into it because we saw a preview and they get into it, not sure exactly what that's about. But apparently they don't necessarily get on for the rest of the season. So she doesn't know. She's going with the whole, like, we don't even know. Myra says stadium is closed. Oh, damn. Sorry, DMV. Not the strip club is closed. Wendy's looking for that stripper with the braces. Okay. So yes, Tia says, they're not even too sure about Stacey and who the real Stacey is. So here we are. Okay, look, SC has her crushes. SC says Lena Waithe and Ty Young. I mean, those aren't mine, but I can see it. Those aren't mine, but I can see it. Okay. And apparently so can other people like Mimi, Cynthia Erivo. They like it. All right. So they continue with the game. So Ashley asked another question. So she asked Jazzy, which I think is rich. She's like, do you wholeheartedly believe that there are no infractions, cheating, happening with Darius? And she answers it and she says, well, yes, there were infractions before, but currently, no. That's what Jazzy says. And then, honestly, Jazzy took notes from last season because I think the fact that she didn't answer it directly made people go like, a lot of people saw a lot of potential, including myself and Jazzy, and I still see the potential, even this season. I'm glad she owned it. She was like, were there infractions before? Yes. But infractions now? No. I hope not. God, I hope not. Because the sports players. So I found it rich, though, that Ashley, of all people, because Ashley must think that we've forgotten what she's gone through with Gullum. Because Ashley in her confession, she's just like, we're still scratching our heads about the whole Darius of it all. No, we're not. We're still scratching our heads about the relationship that you called a marriage with Gullum. Like, what makes you, of all people, to question someone's loyalty when we've caught Gullum with male, allegedly, grinder profiles, allegations, women, allegations, pinching male producers and cameramen's butts, allegedly. You, of all people, we're still scratching our heads about that. And then you decide to have 2 babies with him after all of that. That was after all of that. Okay? We were scratching our heads when, after those cheating allegations and everything turned up, that you were on a trip with him, I think, to the Bahamas or something like that, right after that. We're still scratching our heads. You should be scratching your head because you never knew if he was going to be cheating with a Tom or a Paula. Okay? Or Paul. Okay? Exactly. Ariana says the North remembers. And when we say the North, we're talking about North Potomac. And we've been saying this about Ashley. You, of all people, can't be talking about people not being real, people being fake, people lying, people having terrible relationships. You can't talk about it because you've had the worst relationship that we've seen on Potomac, right? Yes. It has been, exactly. And lawsuits against Gullum. Come on. Please stop it. Please stop it. And I would love for you to have that same energy in their face so people can call out your relationships. Jazzy, I'm giving you ammo. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. Nia says, since you know his type, would you ever get with Andy? Wait, since you know his type, would you ever get with Andy? No. I already told you, Andy, not saying that his breath stink. He made a whole game about Stacey's breath stink. We could say it. There's something, I'm big on teeth, and something about that mouth made me go, made me screw up my face. All right, so no, Nia. Look, no. Mm-mm. Also, never mind. Tara, thank you so much for the super chat. Tara says, they create fake drama, but when real drama comes, they shut down. We never get dialogue when real issues are on the line, i.e. Candace versus Robin and Giselle. You're right, Tara. You're right. They dropped the ball on that. And they think that it's gone away, but it hasn't. You Get Me says, thank you for the super chat, You Get Me, says, the same Karamo that had compassion for Sean Spicer couldn't have a little for Wendy. Oh, I need to remind myself about that, You Get Me, because I vaguely remember what you're talking about, but I don't remember everything. But hold on. Hold that. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna have to look that up again to remind me. Whatever she did, alleged, wasn't more damaging than that administration. I need to go back and remind myself what he said. I need to remind myself because I vaguely remember what you're saying. Miss Parker, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Parker says Giselle sent Keiarna to bed like Tywin sent Jeffrey to bed on Game of Thrones. And you added the GOT music. Oh, you're right. It really does sound like that. Come on now. When Keiarna left. When Keiarna left. Someone add that to the clip when Keiarna left the room. Thank you, Miss Parker. You Get Me says, maybe Ashley doesn't count cheating with a man cheating. I mean, some people don't. Some people don't. Okay. Okay. Let me move on because we still have a lot more to talk about when it comes to Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. And if you're listening to the podcast version, be sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. It is a members-only live chat, so become a member. Head on over to TheKempire.com/join. Or if you're watching on your phone, click the join button. Or if you're watching on your computer, click the join button. Excuse me. All right. Mr. Malin Magic says, I don't know. Andy, I didn't say he wasn't attractive. I told you teeth to me, but plus I'm trying to get a job. You know what? R. Bless says, you and that damn violin is killing me. You're welcome. Okay. All right, let me move on. Oh, Lord. Okay. We weren't done because in this little after party, Angel, Wendy, it's Wendy's turn. So Wendy asked Angel, she was like, so in the group, who would you unalive? All right. So Angel responds and she says, Giselle. She says that she was so nice to Giselle and you called me a catfish. And then she stands up. Angel, I would have believed this because you have so much energy in your confessional, and a lot of the housewives do. But even in the moment, I wasn't believing what you were selling. I wasn't. And maybe you like the pictures. I wasn't believing what you were selling. Because didn't you guys pay attention? This is why I kept on rewinding the episode. The way that she was looking around for everyone's approval when she was saying, she was like, I'm that mother effer. And then she's looking around for their approval. And I was like, oh, you're not. You're not. You're not who I thought you were. You're not. And I kind of knew that after you got chin checked in front of all of us. The entire world, you got chin checked in front of all of us. Okay? Chin checked in front of all of us. All right. So but everyone's here for it. Everyone's like, yes, Angel. This is the energy that we like to see. Even Giselle was here for it. Because Giselle's like, yes, give me this energy. And Giselle's like, oh, finally we see, if you want to kill me, fine, do it. If that's going to resuscitate or bring life to you, do it. Even Wendy in her confessional says, she noticed that after Keiarna left, Angel sort of rose like a phoenix. I agree. So they end the night and Angel hugs everyone. And Stacey's like, you get a hug. It ended really good. All right. So even before we get to where they flash back to the scene where we see Angel and Keiarna having a conversation, as I'm watching the episode and I notice how Angel's energy was different and she was mad when Giselle came in, I was like, I'm willing to bet money, because I've told you, I feel like there were multiple conversations offline and Keiarna's put the battery in Angel's back and they said, you got to ride with me no matter what kind of thing. I said to myself, even before we got to that scene last night when I was watching it, I said, I'm willing to bet money that once Angel went back to the room, she had a conversation. I didn't realize it would be on camera. I'm sure they had off-camera conversations too. When they flashed back to the scene, I was like, I knew it. I knew they had to have a conversation because they wake up in the morning thinking all is good. She hugs Keiarna, and then they start talking about the night before. And she's like, she says that she's very disappointed in Giselle. And I'm not saying what Giselle did was right. I don't think that Giselle was trying to body shame her. However, I'm not going to tell Angel how to feel, because she could have taken it as her talking about her body. She never said, I'm not talking about your body, I'm talking about your face. She just talked about a picture. Okay, and I went through all your pictures on Instagram, and I'm like, who's this girl? So I'm not going to tell Angel that she's wrong to feel a way about it, especially as a new mother and, what she might be going through. All right? So as soon as they wake up, I'm so glad production, because whatever happened between Keiarna and Angel in the morning, y'all knew to keep it short in regards to like their conversation, because before we know it, Giselle's coming into the space and the energy is different. It seems like Angel's already crying, because you notice when she comes in, Keiarna's like, we were just talking about you, and I just wanted to let you know, just be open and honest, let you know we were just talking about you. So Angel and Giselle are going to have their own conversation. But before it even starts, Keiarna's leaving. Giselle's turning around. She's like, where did Angel go? Angel's going to get the paper towel because she's already crying. All right? And look, we've talked about this before. Sometimes in the moment, you might make peace and be fine, but the next day you start thinking about something and you're upset. So I'm going to give her grace in regards to that. Okay? So she says that it was an incredible insult, what Giselle said about her. She starts crying, but Giselle's just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The thing is, though, with Giselle and an apology, very much like Ramona the apologizer, the apologies don't land if you keep doing the same behavior, even though it might be a different person. Because we've seen Giselle do this behavior before, okay? But she immediately starts apologizing. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So Angel looked at Giselle. She says that she looked at Giselle as a big sister and that she didn't expect Giselle as a mom to make those types of comments. And she says, for a very long time, I was an on-camera, red carpet personality, and your body is your currency. And they flash back to old photos of Keiarna where she was, this was before she had children and things like that. Okay? All right. So Giselle keeps apologizing. She's like, I'm so sorry that, I didn't mean it like that. And then she's just like, she's like, I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, who is this girl? And Giselle says in her confession, she's like, I did not body shame her. I was not talking about her body. I was talking about her face. Again, just because you're talking about her face, it doesn't mean that she didn't take it that you were talking about her entire body. I agree. I didn't take it as body shaming, even though that's part of your body, your face. Okay. But you can't tell Angel that, especially when you're in this, after having 2 babies, her last baby was 19 months before this. And she's, you're getting older. You're not able to drop weight the way that you normally would. Okay. So she could be in her feelings. Okay. So, but Giselle apologizes and she's like, I'm so sorry, but the way that Angel's looking at her, Angel's heads to the side, looking at her like, even though she has got the sunglasses on, she's like, mm-hmm. And Angel says in her confession, she's like, this combo is so shallow and unnecessary. She says, whatever they want to say about me, my body, my husband likes it. And I have a husband. Ooh. I will say this. You remember I brought up the fact that she refers to herself as a wag? And some of the comments that she's mentioned, I think she probably would have fit in perfectly on a wag's reality show. She's about those, even though she would like to say superficial, she's about those superficial things. She very much is giving wag. Remember I said I feel like some of the wags don't refer to, like real wags, it's not going to do reality television, and they just live that life. I feel like the fact that I'm seeing my first sense, that whole mentality of being a wag, because you notice how some of the other ladies have mentioned she's always bringing up Bobby and how Bobby bought her this or did that or blah, 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 blah. I'm twerking on a fence in regards to that. I think some people like Giselle who bring that up are not you hating on a woman and her husband again on the show. Are you a little triggered by it? But, okay. But I remember I pointed out, I was like, the fact that she's referring to herself as a wag and then some of the things is sort of like, exactly, Toya. It's like her identity is being a wag. And I'm just like, I feel like the women that we don't see on reality television that are married to NFL players don't refer to themselves as wags. But again, I don't know. I'm not a part of those circles. But I just feel like, exactly. Girls with what's that T says, absolutely. She drops the wag word all the time. So my first sense was right. Maybe the wags do that in the wag world. And I'm not talking about the people that have been on the reality show. If you're going to do reality television, you're probably a particular personality that's going to refer to yourself as a wag. Okay? Okay. So Giselle apologizes to her. She tries to hug Angel. Angel's like, not yet. I'm not there yet. Okay? So Giselle leaves to go meet with the other ladies. She tells Keiarna that, she was crying a lot. I don't know if she was crying a lot, but she was crying. But again, we're watching an edited version. Okay? And she tells Keiarna, like, she was crying a lot. She needed a moment. about the whole picture stuff. I found it to be interesting because, again, I don't like when I see production producing. And when I say that, I mean like Ashley. Because all of a sudden, Keiarna and Ashley are going to go. She's like, let's have a conversation. I was like, when are y'all friendly like this? And why are you pulling Ashley to have a conversation? Why wouldn't you pull a Wendy or pull a Giselle to have the conversation? Why are we pulling Ashley to have this conversation? It felt like they were creating a scene. Okay. And Ashley, because she's an OG, they're utilizing her in that way. And I'm thinking it felt like production was like, guys, I think Ashley and Keiarna should have a conversation about what went down last night and why she was so upset. That's what it felt like, because I don't see that Keiarna and Ashley are best friends or good friends or even friendly. But okay. Austin, I think that's my issue. I think if she had just owned it, that she had used filters. Black girl named Austin says, I'm kind of pissed how Angel is acting like that picture looks like her. She's insulting all of our intelligence and eyesight. She owes all of us an apology. I agree. One of the things I do not like, especially like in my friendships, please do not lie to me. And when I say lie to me, don't lie to me about something that is like, are you questioning my intelligence? I do not. That will piss me off more when people lie about the silliest of things. And I've had a friend do that recently, and that pisses me off more. And that will make me, especially, and not like the first time you do it, but if you've done it multiple times, then I'm sort of like, this is not a friendship for me.
And scene.
This is not a friendship for me because you're insulting my intelligence. And I think that I'm a pretty smart person. Okay, not just my grades, but I think I have really good common sense. I have really good book smarts too, but I think I have also really good common sense. And I don't like when people think that they got one on me when I'm like, and also I remember stuff. I have the elephant brain. Hello. I remember stuff and I don't point it out. I just let people lie through their teeth. But in my head, I've made a note. That's a very Taurus trait. I've made a note. I was like, you do remember. I mean, I'll talk about this on Club Kempire. Club Kempire, I'm going to give y'all a nice, juicy episode on the Apple Podcast version. All right. So I get it, Austin. I get it. Austin, you're a Taurus too, right? Don't be insulting our intelligence. Yes, we need an apology. He says that's the earth sign in you. I agree. I feel like Virgos are the same way. I feel like Capricorns would be the same way. All right, don't question our intelligence because earth signs are very smart, okay? All right. Moving on. All right. So they're by the pool. Keiarna is talking to Ashley and telling her that why she was upset, and she's just like she didn't want to engage in the party, okay? And she was talking about Wendy again. She's like, between the Wendy of it all and then Jazzy regarding, why she was being disconnected. Okay. Stacey says that she thinks that it was rude that they were celebrating Wendy's birthday and Keiarna wasn't there. All right. And Wendy says that Keiarna continues to show herself that she was never her friend. I have to agree with that. Because it feels like a reach. We are on episode 5 and I do not understand what is the real issue here. If anything, we found information based off of why Wendy should not trust you, Keiarna. All right. Angel says that. Hold on. So Angel comes over, and she joins Ashley and Keiarna's conversation. And Angel says that Bobby was ready to charter her a jet to get her out of there, to come get her. All right. So she says that they flash back and we see Bobby having FaceTime with her, and he was like, "Let's dive into some photos of them." And he was like, "Isn't Giselle damn near 60 talking about people and things?" I like that Bobby has his wife's back. I wouldn't expect anything less. I'm not going to be mad at Bobby for defending his wife. I like that. I appreciate that. If he did not and he justified it, I would have been like, oh. So I didn't expect anything less from Bobby in that moment. Dina says, Taurus will forgive you, but we will never forget. You're right. I'll forget. I've done that many times. especially with this friend in particular. I've forgiven and just moved on, but I just put it, look, added it to the file. I was just like, there go another lie. A stupid lie, too. I'm like, really? Miss Brooklyn says, how old are Angel's kids? I think like one is 4, the other might be almost 2 at the time. So she got pretty young kids. Cute kids, too. All right. So, okay, so Bobby was going to charter a jet, all right? So Wendy says in this moment, she's just like, they're just like sad. They're like the sad sister duo. The sad sisters duo. Okay? That's going to be their theme. That is Keiarna and Angel's theme. Okay, the Sad Sisters duo. So the ladies get on the bus. They get on the bus. They're going to head to their first little tourist stop. And on the bus, Kenny starts singing. Kenny sounded fantastic. I love the song, too. The song was a vibe. All right? So they start singing, and the ladies join him for certain parts of the song. So Wendy's just like, she says to Kenny, are you doing any internships? And then she goes to, this is why. But I feel like Ashley gets mad at Wendy for the smallest thing. For the smallest thing. Remember, she got mad at her about the whole Josh Harlow comment. Like, she was mad. She's like, yo, and Josh's friends saw it and they were mad. I was like, yeah, this is a reach. This is a reach. Very much like TMZ saying that Gayle King angrily responded to the rumors that she was not coming back. And I watched the video. I was like, TMZ, really? What the microaggression of it all? Anyway. So Wendy's like, are you doing any internships? He's like, Ashley. And look, Ashley, you should be a part of it. You should work with Kenny. Okay? And in her confessional, she's like, well, if there's anyone that should be singing Roberta Flack, because this is all what was happening with Ashley singing Roberta Flack, and Ashley took no accountability, and she blamed, I think, Fox. She blamed Fox. She blamed the musicians. You remember the saxophone player and his face? It's imprinted in my mind. I can literally see it as we speak. How when Ashley was singing, killing me softly with his song, his face was like, what is this? But then I saw he was playing her little, I mean, look, he's got to work. In this economy, the man's got to work. I don't blame him, okay? I need to have a side conversation with him, though. So that tweet, one of the tweets said, lock her up next to Karen. I was like, oh, no, not lock her up next to Karen. But I think that might be part of the reason why Ashley throws shade at Wendy after the news broke that Wendy was arrested. I will tell you, I am trying to watch these episodes without thinking about the Wendy of it all, but I will say there were a few moments in this episode that kind of made me think about Wendy and the burglary and the arrest. I will mention that, but please understand, I'm mentioning it because it stands out to me, and I need to share my thoughts in a safe environment. Okay? Okay. I'm sure you did too. Okay. No, they didn't, Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, didn't Roberta's family send a cease and desist? They did not. They did. At least I don't recall. No, I would have reported on that. No, they did. Okay. Deborah says, in your Nene voice, what is this, honey? No, I got the Nene voice. Hold on.
What is this, honey?
What is this? The tweet said, lock her up next to Karen, Ashley. One time for Ashley's voice. One time for Ashley's voice. One time for Ashley's voice. Okay. Myra says, Ashley sounds like me when I'm in the shower singing. No, you probably sound better. You got the acoustics of the shower and whatnot. Just saying. All right, let me move on. Guys, if you haven't already, welcome to the Kempire channel. If you're new here. If you're new here and you're a new member, be sure to let us know in the chat, all right? Elle says, this is a safe place. Kempire, please share. I will when we get to those parts that I want to point out. And I'm gonna bring it up. Okay. All right. Okay, so they're on the bus. They have a good time. They're singing with Kenny. They get to the tour for Alexander Hamilton's house. Okay, when they start talking about how he ended up, it was supposed to be a friendly duel. A friendly duel? When was a duel ever friendly? But I don't know. I don't know the history about dueling. But I was like, a friendly duel, and the guy took out Alexander Hamilton. So that led Wendy to be like, yeah, sometimes you think people are your friend, and then they stab you in the back. Keiarna is just like, oh, Wendy, stop with the passive aggressiveness. Keiarna, you've been passive aggressive since episode 1. Girl, stop. She was like, some friends will piss on you and tell you it's rain. Okay. So Tia's checking in on Angel. And I like the fact that Tia has not allowed her friendships with the other women to affect her friendship with the other newbie, Angel. So she checks in on Tia, checks in on Angel and says, I know you just had a baby and things like that. So Jazzy brings up the fact, she was like, well, you said, Tia, that you had questions about it too. You thought the same thing in regards to the photos. And Tia said, well, I would have handled it a little bit differently. I would have pulled it to the side. I agree. And again, Tia has a response. She wasn't being shady. She says, yes, I agree. She's like, I use filters too. They all do. They all use filters. All right. So Angel, when they go outside, says, I'm an OG wag. And again, take a sip every time Angel refers to herself as a wag this season. She's like, I'm an OG wag, and I always like to pull in the newbies and things like that. And she's like, she hopes that she can do that kind of stuff with these ladies. Okay. But Jazzy points out, again, this is why I think Jazzy's a good cast member. She points out, she's like, well, Angel, you seem a little different. Last night you seemed like to move on. You got over it when Keiarna wasn't here. And then Angel tries to justify it because she even says, oh, you were all bubbly. She's like, that wasn't bubbly. That was annoyed. Excuse me.
And scene.
She's like, that wasn't bubbly. That was annoyed. Oh, don't y'all think that was a little bit bubbly? Okay, Nia's a new member. Hey, Nia. She's like, that wasn't bubbly. That was me annoyed. Not when you were hugging everybody and saying goodnight. Okay. All right. Then they flash back to Angel having a conversation because Jazzy's like, did something happen? What changed? So they flash back to Angel going back to the room after last night's festivities and her sitting down with Keiarna having a conversation. And that's what changed her mood. That's what ended up getting her mad again, was her conversation with Keiarna. And again, I imagine that they had a conversation off camera where she's like, you got to have my back. I think she probably was also mad. She probably chin-checked Angel again. Oh, Angel, you got chin-checked in knee? Oh, no, she got chin-checked. She got chin-checked in Nevis. Damn, now you getting chin-checked again. You got chin-checked in Potomac. You getting chin-checked at that table. You getting chin-checked in Nevis. Oh, damn. The chin-check of it all. Chin-checking is normally you actually get chin-checked, but this is taking on a new definition. Who knew you could get chin-checked without actually getting chin-checked? Okay. Oh, Lord. Myra says, Angel chin-checked again. Just saying. Lord. Hey, Rita. Long time no see, Rita. Moving on. Okay. So she got chin-checked again. Okay. The night before. So they flash back. We see that conversation. It honestly gave me that. Chin check number 3, Winter. Chin check number 3. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the season looks like with Angel. Even though Angel was on social media claiming editing. Okay, Angel girl. You got chin checked in front of all of us. Okay. All right. Where was I? I don't want to miss anything. Okay. Oh, yeah. So Angel says she told Keiarna that she was good. She was good with everyone except her. You know, she was good on. So for some people that might not know what she meant, when someone says that they're good on you, it's not a good thing. So she says that to I have to explain it. Look, I know a lot of us understood that, but I have to also keep in mind there are some people that are here that were like, I thought she meant she was good. She even told Keiarna that no. She said she was good on. She was good on the rest of the group, except Keiarna. I mean, that she's cool with Keiarna, but everyone else? All right, girl. Jazzy, though, got me in her confessional. She was like, it feels like Angel is catfishing. She's also catfishing the personality, too. And if you follow me on Twitter, I said that as well last night. I said, you got to be careful with a personality like Angel. Because a personality like Angel, especially what we're seeing now, is like you never know what's the truth with her. And people like that can be dangerous. It's like 1 minute we're cool, next minute we're not. And you really are not the girl I thought you were in the beginning. I was like, oh, it seems like Angel is very self-assured and knows who she is, and she's not going to let her friend dictate how she's going to act with the rest of the group. Only for her to end up doing that. Which just is a hood breakdown. I had to. You know when some people did not know. Okay, I have to explain it. We have a very diverse community here, and we love that. And now they learned something new today. Okay, some people don't even know what Tanya means here. Taking the L's, meaning that she's losing. Okay, not me explaining today. Oh, not me explaining to the people in the chat that didn't know. Okay. Keith, come on, Keith. I'm not going to even read that comment. All right. So the ladies go back to the villa before they go shopping. And apparently they've been naming their villas, okay? The Curly Girls collective is Wendy, Stacy, and Jazzy. I want to see more scenes of what's happening in the Curly Girl collective villa, because it looked like they're having a good time, a fun trip. And Stacy's in her confessional snorting. What's a snort? Did she snort and fart at the same time? She said snort, y'all. Look, Melissa's watching on Facebook. Melissa says, I appreciate the explanation, Kempire. See? Okay. Dina says, Kempire, what does YN mean? Young. I can't say that word here on let's change it to Negro. Young Negro. But the other word. That right? I'm 100% on it, because there was a moment I didn't know either. Okay? Because I'm not a YN. Okay. Oh, Alma, thank you. Alma says, Kempire has a prop that actually is funny, unlike some of the Housewives, laughing out loud. We've had some funny props from the Housewives over the years, though. We have. But, they're no longer with us. Well, not like that. All right. We have quite a few super chats. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. We appreciate the support. And thank you to those of you that donated to our fundraiser this month. We went over our goal of $3,000. We went over $4,000. You still have time today to donate. If you're watching the replay of this, it will be available somewhere along the side. I love it. 100% of your donation goes to the organization Black Women's Health Imperative, because I told you Black women are vastly affected by breast cancer more than any other group. And 100% of your donation will be going to Black Women's Health Imperative. This is, I don't know, our umpteenth year, maybe our 5th year, raising money for Black Women's Health Imperative. So thank you to everyone that donated. We exceeded our goal. I love that. So thank you so much to everyone that donated or shared our videos for other people to donate as well. All right. Let me say thank you to Chastity. Thank you for being a member, Chastity, and for the super chat. Chastity says, Kempire, are you a theater kid? I absolutely live for the way you mimic people. It's very theatrical. XOXO, your fellow Taurus sister. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a theater kid, technically. I guess kind of am, but I've always wanted to really be in the theater. So in 4th grade, I played Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and I ended up getting fan mail. I still have the fan mail somewhere. It's in my house somewhere. And I thrived in that moment. I was just saying the other day, I kind of wish that I went to a creative arts theater high school. I probably would not be here. But that might be sad. Oh. Look, one time for my theater career. One time for my theater career. Damn. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I don't consider myself a theater kid, but I've always wanted to be a theater kid. Okay. Nia, thank you for another super chat. Thank you, Nia. Nia says, I'm autistic, not saying Angel is, but I do replay conversations, overthink, and sometimes change my mind. It is confusing, but I'm just wired differently. Okay, Nia, first of all, thank you so much for sharing that. And I agree. But I think even if you weren't autistic, sometimes you will be in a moment, especially filming reality television the night before, and be all cool. And then the next day you wake up and you think about it a little bit more when people said something. You're like, I don't think I like that. But I really feel as if Keiarna is the one who put the battery in Angel's back for the next day. Gary, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Gary says that I loved Giselle this whole episode. She handled that Angel conversation well. She acknowledged and affirmed that the real Angel is beautiful. I agree. I have to say she definitely handled that situation better than she's handled situations in the past. She wanted to shut it down. You could tell she's learned a thing or two, or she's playing the game better than she has in the past. But has she really learned something? Noda Queen, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Noda Queen says, Tia said in an interview that Giselle was talking about a different picture than the one production showed. Oh, so was production protecting Giselle? Did she actually say something about like the full body or something? Very possible. Very possible. But I will say that one picture that they did show definitely didn't if you had told me that was her, I would have been like, no, it's not. And I remember seeing that picture when they announced when they didn't announce, when the rumors were starting about who was going to be on the show. Miss Sharon, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Miss Sharon says, Bobby. I put my Bobby out of the house because I'm watching TheKempire. Now she put her husband out. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Rita, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Rita says, finally able to catch a live. We had the day off from work and I went for a nice cozy breakfast on my own and listening to Gabbing with Gib featuring you. Thank you. Yes, guys, thank you for the reminder, Rita. I am on the latest episode of Gabbing with Gib talking about Potomac and talking about Salt Lake City. And we talked a little bit about Orange County's reunion trailer as well. So if you missed it, you can listen to it on Gabbing with Gib's podcast. I don't know if he's going to upload the video or if he has yet, but you'll be able to see that on his YouTube channel at some particular point. Okay? Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Rita, for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Peyton, thank you so much for the super chat. Peyton says, if Angel is an example of what Keiarna expects from friendship, then I get why Keiarna is mad at Wendy. Good point. That's a valid point. And literally, Wendy said that maybe like the first or second episode when Keiarna was bringing up this issue. She was like, I don't know what she wants from me in regards to a friendship. 6'4" Bully. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, Angel is frustrating me. I think she's frustrating a lot of people. A lot of people. Yamira, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Yamira says, thank you for this recap, Kempire. I'm having a good old time due to my my kin break? What do you mean due to my kin break? All right. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys, and for the Cash Apps, the Venmos, the PayPals, the things like that. I normally see that after the live. I turn off my notifications. So if you are sending, I appreciate when you send there too, because I get 100% of that donation. So thank you. The super chats here, I appreciate, but YouTube takes their cut. Look.
Lies! The lie!
Nope, they get their cut. Deborah, thank you so much for being a member for 32 months. Championship parade. Let's go Dodgers. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Congratulations. Sorry to Toronto. Woo, woo, woo. Toronto. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo!
Oh, your lunch break, Yamira. Okay. I have to say, when we do a members only live chat, I'm able to see your comments a lot more. So thank you. But shout out to those of you that are subscribers that are watching in the bushes today. It's okay. Salt Lake City will be all subscribers. Make sure you're a subscriber, though. Sorry. Elle says, Angel is a longtime friend, so I don't think Kay's expecting that from someone new in her life. I don't know. It's giving like she's expecting a lot from Wendy for being a new. But she said that she's known Wendy for a while too, coming into the group, and that's why we were kind of shocked with how with what Wendy said, when she was sick, which they bring up in this episode, which I thought was funny. They brought that up in regards to when Giselle went to go check on Wendy. I was like, not that I'm bringing this up. That producer was shady. Do you think if Wendy went to go check up on Keiarna during that last trip from the previous season, that there wouldn't be an issue in their friendship? What a shady question. And Giselle wanted no parts of it. Okay? Wanted no parts of it. All right, so they're back at the villa. All right? Apparently, Ashley and Giselle's villa is called the Pink Palace. I can't say the word here on YouTube. Okay? Because that's where they have all the fun. Okay. All right, so Wendy calls out Ashley for redirecting the focus the other night in regards to the Sean Springs of it all. Okay? So, and which I appreciate that Wendy was doing her job as a housewife that's been on the show a long time. She's like, let's bring it back to Giselle. So they start asking questions about this guy that she could possibly be dating. But before we even get to that, Stacey's like, yeah, you guys are always directing the attention on me and pointing the finger at me. And Ashley was like, well, you were trying to point the finger at Giselle and you be lying. Ashley, please stop. Like, this constant focus on Stacey, it's giving press for no reason. It's one thing to be talking about the TJ of it all, but constantly bringing up this or that about Stacey. I definitely think Stacey's going to be sitting next to Andy Cohen this season. Well, no, I don't know if she's going to be sitting next to Andy. It depends on where the rest of the season goes, because if they bring up the Wendy of it all, I can see Wendy. And if Karen's going to be there at the reunion, Karen's definitely sitting next to Andy. Not the two jailbirds sitting next to Andy. I'm sorry. I just had to. I thought it and it came out my mouth. This is live. Okay. All right. But I'm okay. So she says to Stacey, you be lying. So does your man, Gullum. Okay. He'll forever be your man. Just saying. Okay. All right. But I will say this, despite them pressing Stacey, the amount of times that they've pressed Stacey, it hasn't shaken her. It hasn't shaken her. She's not acting like, you would think that Keiarna was the one getting pressed time after time, week after week. No, it's not even her. I would understand if Stacey was sort of humdrum, and she's not. Okay? All right. So they start asking questions about the relationship that Giselle might be having with Sean Springs. Okay? And they're like, okay, have you guys had sex? And she doesn't want to answer that. I don't blame Giselle for not answering that. You know what I mean? Especially if it's, I don't know. I didn't blame her for not answering it. I don't blame them for asking it. I don't think it was rude to ask it, because I feel like she would ask them if the tables were reversed. But I don't blame her for not saying, even though she keeps saying that she's having all kinds of, situations. But maybe if she is not in an exclusive relationship with him, she doesn't want to be caught out there saying that she's sleeping with him, but some other girl might come out and be like, so am I. You know what I mean? I'm thinking it through. Okay? So they start asking questions, and she's like, well, Giselle does confirm that she is she's in the mode of trying to get serious about the man in her life. And she says that that's something that her dad wanted for her. Okay? And that he needs to feel like a good shoe. Okay. So Wendy then refers to Giselle. She's like, we know Giselle and the fact that she's answering these questions. She's usually very guarded. Oh, I froze. I did not change the wire for those that are going to ask. Angel, I see you. But keep tapping your screens, y'all. All right. Oh, and there goes my headphone. I blame Giselle. Look, I blame Giselle. Hold on, y'all. One time for me and my look. Okay, look. All right, enough of that. All right, let me get back up here. Let me get back in my chair. I need to stand. Girl with the T says, you think that Wendy's coming to the reunion? I think she will, because they get paid well to come to that reunion. So I do think she will be showing up to the reunion. And I think what she's going to give us is that this is a legal matter and I can't talk about it. This is a legal matter and I can't talk about it. Scotty G says Angel did that. She did, but it's okay. We're used to it. We know what to do to fix it real quick. We didn't waste a moment to get it fixed, right? I need to just change the damn wire. I'm busy, y'all. Look, I'm busy. All right, back to this. Okay. Angel W says, why am I getting called out? Because you said it. She's an inquiring minds be wanting to know. I know I need to change it. I will change it at some particular point. All right. Moving on. Let me get back into this. So Wendy then refers to Giselle as a friend. She's like, I've been known Giselle for a very long time, and I think I can say that we're friends. And even Giselle's response in the confessional didn't feel authentic. And I've said this before, the friendship between Giselle and Wendy, I don't believe is real. I definitely think Wendy has wanted to be Giselle's friend, but it's taken a turn, okay? And I believe the reignition of their friendship is because production has told them, like, we can't move forward in this show without you two getting along, okay? Which I believe has formed, okay, we can at least film together and be cordial. And because Wendy, did Giselle reach out to you after you got arrested? And if she reaches out to you after today, then you know. That's not maybe she did. Maybe she did. And I will say this, Giselle and Robin, when they talked about her arrest, they were a lot more gracious than Karamo was last night. Look, they were a lot more
Okay.
Okay, so Danny says friends is a stretch. But look, the fact that they've been able to move on and we're able to at least enjoy this show like we haven't been able to enjoy it for a couple of seasons, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So she refers to Giselle as a friend, okay? So Angel then brags to the group, Bobby sent me $5,000 to go shopping. And Giselle makes a comment in her confessional. She's just like, we're trying to get to know you. You're always talking about how Bobby, did this for you or did that for you. Look, I will say this. I don't know. Again, we're watching an edited show. I don't know how many times Angel has brought up Bobby. She has not brought him up that much, at least not to me. They start flashing back to when she talked about Bobby being a starter. Well, that's because they brought it up. They brought up the fact that her guy is in football. But I will say the whole WAG part of it, I'm paying attention. But she's like, Bobby, sent me $5,000. I will say because Giselle and Giselle's history that we know of in her coming for people's marriages, it was giving hater. It was giving jealous because you don't have a man sending you $5,000. Okay? I'm not going to be mad. If my friend says, my husband has sent me $5,000, I'm like, okay, girl. I will say this, though. Not be spilling people's tea on here. I had a friend before. No longer a friend. I had a friend before say that her boo sent money, and I always thought he was like a scrub. And I was just like, I'm like, are you saying that to me to make it seem like he isn't a scrub? I'm not saying Bobby's a scrub. I'm just saying it made me think of that. Okay, rewinding back. All right. Moving along. So she brags about Bobby sending her $5,000. Giselle's like, we're trying to get to know you. Like, how are you a bad B? Okay. All right. It's giving hater. Her husband sent her $5,000. Okay. So Tia then I thought this part of the conversation before they head out to go shopping, Tia, because Wendy asked her, was it an issue that, because she was talking about how she met her husband, and Wendy brings up, because she's Nigerian, she's just like, was it an issue, the fact that you didn't marry a Nigerian? I know that's usually a big thing. And she says it was, in fact, an issue. And she says she took for granted, she thought, them being two black people, that there wouldn't be any real differences. And she's like, culturally, it is a little different. She talks about how the kids are, or how the kids are being raised, and how her husband will kind of be like, when they refer to you as bro, and she's like, I am not bro, I am mommy. Okay. And I was like, well, that's an interesting perspective I never really thought about. Depending on what kind of block you're, because here's the thing too, even in America, you could have a difference in regards to if you're dating someone black, but maybe you're dating someone's come from South Side of Chicago and maybe didn't grow up with a lot, but you're dating someone that refers to themselves as block, meaning that they grew up a little with some change, and you know what I mean. They grew up a little bit differently. Reminds me of the Gilded Age. Now I got that reference because I'm fully caught up. It's a Felicia Rashad of it all. You know what I mean? All right. You're not the right. You're not the right hue. Okay. Anyway, so I thought that conversation was interesting when Tia was talking about it. We got to know a little bit more about Tia. Okay. Right. Archie says Tia's girls are fresh. She needs to tighten them up ASAP. They are a little fresh, but that could also be culturally she probably thinks they're fresh too. Because I grew up in a Jamaican household. We're not talking like that to our parents. I feel like that's going to be a lot of black households though. Nia, thank you so much for this. Another super chat. Nia says, side note, thank you for speaking about Palestine. Of course, free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, all of it. Oh, Lord. Devin, thank you so much for the super chat. Devin says, baby, I love me some Stacy. I think we all do, right? Stacy, get off your burner. No, I'm playing. Chef Lorraine, thank you for remembering for the super chat. Chef Lorraine says, Kemp, you checked me last week, but I still love you. What you mean? Oh, I chin checked you. I did. Chef Lorraine, when did I chin check you? But I still love you. I did not chin check you. Don't be saying that. I did not chin check you. How did I chin check you? What did I say? Sometimes my mouth too slick. What did I say? All right. Wow. I've been talking for an hour and 38 minutes. All right. Missy says, I grew up Jamaican and I have American friends. None ever call their mom bro. Her kids are disrespectful. That's what I was saying. I was like, I'm a little shocked. I was trying to give grace, y'all. I was trying to give grace. All right. I do miss my coldest water bottle. I'm not going to lie to you. But I had to be festive with this little Christmas water bottle. But I do miss my coldest water bottle because it really does keep your water cold for 36 plus hours. Kempire 10 for 10% off at coldest.com. Seven says, here Kempire go acting like Keiarna. When did I chin check you? Oh, okay. Foxy says about angels. Wait, what did I say? I don't remember what I said. I really don't. I really don't remember what I said. There's so many comments and so many things I respond to here, guys. I can't remember everything. All right. I would have to go back and watch it. All right. See? Winter says, I love my coldest water bottle. Thank you, Kempire. I miss it too. And it holds a lot of water. I mean, this holds a lot of water too. It's really pretty though. I'm going to probably give this away to my niece or something once I'm done with it. Because why do I need this? It's gorgeous though. Isn't it gorgeous? For those that can't see it and you're watching on the podcast or you're listening on the podcast, it's gingerbread men and it's all glammed out. All, diamond encrusted. Oh, T says, nah, I'm Jamaican with a very young brother. I think it's a new era. She said he called my mama, my mommy bro once. He learned real quick she's not the one or the two.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Oh, Miss Bella said, she said, okay, not you remembering. She said that pic was Angel 40 pounds ago, and you went on a tangent, Camp. Oh, I don't remember what I said. I remember that comment, but I don't remember what I said. Well, I chin checked Chef Lorraine, but she's still here. She still understands. That's the thing. We chin check each other, but we're open to it. We're open to it. Okay. See, and Chef Lorraine is still here. Okay. Not everyone that gets chin checked here stays. Some people actually get blocked. All right, let me get to this. All right, so then we go on a shopping excursion. Okay, so they go shopping. Wendy has a comment too. Here's the thing, and this is another reason why I kind of thought about the whole robbery of it all and money issues of it all. So Wendy also has a comment, but here's the thing. I'm going to twerk on a fence, and if you don't understand that, I can see both sides. Okay, so I'm twerking on this fence. On one side, I don't blame Wendy for always having smoke for Angel and Keiarna because they came for her when she did nothing to them. So I'm not going to be mad at Wendy. But there's the other side of me. When Wendy mentions the fact that Angel is bringing $5,000 to this market, she's looking at the prices, and she's like, girl, you don't need no $5,000 for these prices, okay? Part of me, though, I was sort of like, are you mad because Eddie can't send you $5,000 right now? And I would say right now, meaning, remember, apparently they are allegedly, according to the police, they're in extreme debt. So then I'm like, are you mad? Oh, damn, you know what I just remembered? Oh, damn. Damn. Remember last season? This time when it was her birthday and we said that was a sad bouquet of flowers that Eddie sent to her. I said, that's sad. I mean, I'm glad he remembered, but that's a sad bouquet. Oh, damn. Oh my God, you remember? Oh my God. When was that filmed? Look, when was that filmed? But he remembered to kind of keep it low key for that, but not keep it low key for the allegedly. Remember we talked about that last season about the flowers. Look. Oh, Pageant Mommy says that Wendy sounded like a hit dog. All right. It just stood out to me. And as I said to you before, there were a couple of things during the shopping excursion that stood out to me. Did y'all notice when Wendy said that she said she wasn't feeling well on the thing? Okay? Follow me right now. Were there some money issues? And she didn't have the cash. I found it to be interesting. She goes into the place, she picks out all this stuff, and then she's like, Jazzy, can you get the for me? I'm not feeling too well. So she goes and sits down. And I'm not saying that she wasn't feeling well, but I was like, I kind of was like, like things land a little bit differently after the arrest. Okay, things land a little bit differently after the arrest. So it made me kind of think like, you got this smoke for Angel in regards to her husband sending her $5,000, maybe because your husband is sending you $5,000 and sending you the sad bouquet from last season. And didn't send you nothing this time around. At least that we didn't see. At least this would have been the perfect opportunity to send like a big, beautiful bouquet after what we said last season. Okay? So, she says she's not feeling well, so she goes to sit on the stair. It's fine. The worst thing is to not feel well and be on vacation. We just saw that with Angie K on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. All right, that's my question. Ariana says, did Jazzy get her money back? I mean, if I'm Jazzy, I don't know if I would. I'm the type of person. I'm sure it wasn't even a big amount of money she spent in that store. I'm not going to ask you for the money back. I probably, even if you offered me the money back, I wouldn't take it because it probably wasn't that much money. But she got sick, walked down. She's like, Jazzy, can you get that for me? And at first, I'm thinking she already paid, and she's just asking Jazzy to hold it. And then Jazzy was like, oh no, I'm going to pay for it. I was like, oh. I was like, oh, damn. And then you make the comment about Angel and her money. Namaste, Jay. Thank you so much. Namaste, Jay says, Kempire, you are making my day with this live. Thank you so much. I'm having a good time with y'all. We have a better time talking about the show than probably watching the show, which I appreciate. If you agree, let me know in the live chat or the comment replay crew we see. And I see we got a couple of replay crew people that are in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nia, for another super chat. Nia says that I'm Etrian, like Tiffany Haddish, dated a Jamaican, culturally different. See, which is fine. Just fine. Robert, thank you so much for the super chat. Robert says, I actually don't want Stacey to get activated. I love her unbothered. I agree. She might have to get a little activated for the reunion because it can't always be a politician answer. But I agree. I like the fact that she remains unbothered, and she needs that energy too at the reunion as well. But there needs to be a balance. Kendra, let me shimmy. Kendra sent $20. Kendra says, wasn't a meeting. This is a super chat for you to get a snack today. Thank you, Kendra. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kendra. All right. All right. Scorpios. I always forget to tell you guys, I have CAMEO. So if you have a birthday this year and you want someone to buy you a CAMEO from me where I wish you a happy birthday or I spill some tea, this is your opportunity. CAMEO links will be available in the description. I always forget to mention it. And Kempire 10, for all of you that keep asking about my skincare routine, you know I am an icon ambassador for Butter. Kempire 10, exclusively for our YouTube fam. You can get that discount. So head on over to the description and go get your discount. Okay? All right. Moving on. All right. You know what? I forgot to read our other sponsor, but I'll do that. I don't think we need to today. But all right, let me move on. Joy says, thank you for feeding our Kempy. Thank you. I appreciate it because I am figuring out what am I going to eat after this. All I had was like 3 eggs this morning. That's all I had. Nose. All right. Let me get through this. So Wendy ends up leaving. Okay, Wendy ends up leaving, and because she's not feeling well, Giselle goes to check up on her. So the ladies are inside, and Angel talks about I text Bobby S3xts when I'm coming home, meaning like, oh, we need to get it on. All right, and he's like, oh, we might be making another baby, and she's like, I'm okay with that. So Stacey's like, oh, should I text Timo? S3xts, just S3xts, and see what he says. And they're like, yeah, do it. I like the fact that she even said that. The fact that she felt comfortable enough to be like, oh, should I do that with Timo? She never said that with TJ. Ooh. Okay. So she texts Timo to see his reaction, and then he responds, you want S3xts? You are having S3xts? And she then sends him a picture of her in the store. And, she's awkward. So she's sort of like, kind of, you know what I mean? So he then responds, I think you have the wrong number. Here's the thing. Because I actually do have a friend that's German, like German, born in Germany. Because I have a German friend, or a couple of German friends, I wasn't surprised because German humor, if you think British humor is dry, then you've never met German humor. It's even drier. So, and this was a text message. So I didn't think anything of it. But if you're not world traveled or have a German friend, then you might not know. Okay? So I didn't take it. I didn't even this. Mind you, I saw this clip before we saw the full episode, and we didn't see her confessional where she says the same thing. She's like, he's German. His humor is very different, and they flash back to the dinner that they were having. My friend's humor, watching his joke with her in the flashback, I was like, yeah, that's very much like my friend's humor. Like they have humor, but it's going to land differently, especially through text. It's going to land differently. Dion says it was cringe, but hilarious. I think it would be cringe if we were talking about like an American Man. If we were talking about like Michael Darby, you saw how quickly Ashley ran out to tell Giselle, "Oh, we were inside," and Stacey was just like, "Ha ha!" She was like, "Don't talk about me. Don't talk about." She ran to tell Giselle, "We were inside," and she texted him, but. Ashley seems to forget the amount of times that Gollum embarrassed her on this show. She must have forgotten the amount of times that he's embarrassed her on this show. So, I mean, regular Robin too. But okay, we're not talking about Robin. Robin's not here right now. Okay. Oh, exactly. Thank you, Rita. I forgot Rita. Rita says, I can confirm German humor is very dry and weird. But I appreciate it. Like, I completely get it. Okay. Miss Brooklyn Diamond says that photo was completely cringe because she's awkward, but I love it. Miss Bell says Ashley is so annoying. She's like a child. She is. She is. Richard says, I love how Stacey caught her talking about her. Like, girl, you thirsty. She knows. We have to also keep in mind, too, Stacey's grown. She's a grown woman. She's probably dealt with women, and mind you, she's worked in the newsroom. She's dealt with some stuff over the years. She knows how to deal with mean girls. Just keep that in mind. Not saying nothing, but I'm saying something. Amy J, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. She says, Kempire, your Wendy's broke shade is top tier. My stomach hurts. Did I say she was broke? I'm telling you my thoughts. Amy, you don't have to say it like that. Now people are going to take it as that. All right, I'm all talked out, but not yet, because they end up playing the Caribbean drums. Y'all notice how Wendy was like, I'm not going to not be in this scene, and she goes up there. I'm sickly. And then she goes to play the drum. I don't know. It was giving like. I believe she was sick, but it was also kind of giving like, I don't know. All right, so dinner. Let's get to dinner, guys. If you haven't already, we're almost at 800 likes on YouTube. So if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy. It's free. And don't forget, you can hear the podcast version of our live recaps as well. Actually, let me just give y'all, shout out to our friends over at Factor, because on a day like today, I need my Factor meals. I need my Factor meals because they're going to make it quick and easy, but also quality food. Quality food, most importantly, and they've got all kinds of good new things at a discounted price for you, our viewers, all right? So fall always feels like a reset between back to school, busier routines, and shorter days. Finding time to cook can be tough. That's why I personally love Factor and partnering with them. Their chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals makes it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious, no matter how hectic the season gets. As I mentioned to you before, they've got new stuff. All right, choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. They also have stuff for global flavors. They have Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China and Thailand and more. So, of course, I've gotten you a discount. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Kempire50off and use code Kempire50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Kempire50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Okay? More information on Factor will be available in the description. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's Real Housewives of Potomac recap. All right. Exactly. Vicky said, we love a discount. So do I. Ariana, thank you for being a member for 28 months. She says, there was a universal shift. Why Giselle, there was a universal shift. Why was Giselle out it for dinner actually really good? I don't understand what you meant there, Ariana. Trying to understand. Keith says there needs to be an investigation as to why someone's always sick or injured during a housewives trip. I also found it interesting when Wendy mentioned when she was asking questions of Giselle, like, she's the lead investigator here. And I was like, oh, God, this is not going to land well later on. I'm thinking about the things, y'all. I'm thinking about the things. No. SC says, did the insurance pay for the birthday party last season? Well, remember, she only got like 20-something thousand from the insurance. She did not get the 400-something thousand that she was trying to get. And I forgot how much they paid. What was it, 40,000 or something like that for her birthday party? Yeah, she says she's the lead investigator. That's what Wendy said. Okay. All right, let's get to this dinner. All right, so Giselle and Stacey go to check up on Wendy. Wendy's in the bed, even though she's dressed and all decked out. Maybe she was getting ready and thought maybe I could be a part, and she decided not to. Okay, so Giselle goes to check on her again. The producer asks a shady question. Giselle says she's checking on her because that's what she does, and they flash back to when Giselle went to go check on Keiarna. I will say that. I mean, the receipts are receipting. She does care. All right, she did it for Keiarna. She's doing it now for Wendy. She's like, this is my trip. I need to go check on her. And the producer says, if Wendy had done that with Keiarna, do you think that they would still be friends? And Giselle's like, I'm not answering this. Okay. Giselle in this moment says, like, who am I going to be messy with? And she was like, no, I guess I'll be messy. She says, I'm going to have to be messy all by myself. So she's like, you know what? That's where I thrive. Giselle keeps telling on herself this season. She says, that's where I thrive, is being messy. You're right. At least she knows it. At least she's owning it this season. Okay. So they go to Mr. Sunshine's dinner. You may have seen the preview for next week because there is going to be a beef between Jazzy and who was it that made a comment? Was it Jazzy and Tia? Jazzy and Tia get into it because of a cheeky comment that she makes. Okay, a tongue-in-cheek comment that she makes about Jazzy and Mr. Sunshine. I'm like, okay. So you see Mr. Sunshine, this is his restaurant. He says he's going to make the food for them and everything like that. All right. But look, okay, in defense of Wendy, maybe it was that B's drink that got her sick. Because they said she was chugging them the night before. And they were like, it's a harsh drink. So maybe that's what really made her sick. She said that there was a bug going on at home. So maybe that's what she caught. I don't know. She says she feels like she has the flu. Okay. Okay. So Angel says to the group, she wants to know, is she going to be on the menu again tonight? She's like, that's what I want to know. Because she was surprised that even came up at the dinner the other night. So they were like, okay, girl. All right. We'll see. Giselle tells Keiarna that Wendy was offended that she didn't stay for her birthday. We never saw Wendy say that, though, right? Because, again, she likes to add mess and add sauce to a situation. I don't recall Wendy saying that she was hurt by Keiarna not staying for her birthday celebration. And he says, I was tired, but I was also a little upset for my friend, but your friend stayed. She was just being mad. And I think she really wanted Angel to leave with her in that moment, and Angel didn't. All right. Angel says that, because one of the things that they point out, like Angel and Jazzy points this out, like your whole energy changed when Keiarna wasn't there. And Angel says, I slept on it and I woke up pissed about it. And I'm not saying that's impossible, but I do believe Keiarna put the battery in Angel's back and why she still felt like she had an issue the next day. Okay? Amit says, I think she was glad she left. Angel? Yeah. Archie says, Angel, let it go. Keith says, Angel was asking to get read at this dinner. So then it leads to a conversation because, one of the things, and I said I felt like they were, maybe Jazzy did say exactly what Keiarna, what Keiarna told her about Wendy, and they just edited it out to kind of leave it for now. I feel like that's what they did because now we find out in the confessional what Keiarna told Jazzy, and basically what Keiarna told Jazzy was not to trust Wendy. Keiarna says that it's the timeline that's important to note when Keiarna said that to her. And I was like, the timeline? Here's the thing. I wouldn't appreciate it if someone said, oh, they meet you for the first time, like, oh, Kempire, don't trust him. I wouldn't like that either. I know some people are going to downplay that and be like, oh, it wasn't that serious. I think that's pretty serious when people, a friend that you think that's a friend, and someone says, "Oh, don't trust that person." I think that's a big deal, don't you? Or am I alone in that? So Keiarna, Jazzy says the producers asked Jazzy, how mad on a scale of 1 to 10 would Wendy be about it? She says 8.5. All right. 8.5, but she says it's the timeline. Jazzy says it's the timeline that makes it important. I'm like, okay. Jacqueline, apparently, you remember Jacqueline, Mia's scissor sister. Jacqueline, Mia's scissor sister, told Keiarna that Jazzy called her a snake. So all these ladies are just talking about each other behind each other's back. We're thinking that all's good in the hood, but all of them are talking about behind each other's back. So that's why Keiarna has an issue with Jazzy. I just feel like these two are fighting for a flute. That's what it's feeling like. And now that Jazzy is actually a married woman, Keiarna, thank you for your services, but no thank you, goodbye. Exactly. T says it's a huge deal when someone says that Wendy's not to be trusted. If someone said that about me, I would not like it. And people have said that about me. Out of nowhere. Just creating drama when there is no drama. Because I'm a very trustworthy person. Okay? Dalen says, I'm quite sure Jacqueline was happy about that mention. Right? I thought the same thing, Dalen. I thought the same thing. Amit says, didn't anyone else immediately think Anne-Marie when she said, I think Anne-Marie every time I say 8.5 from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She should be happy. Because every time I think of 8.5, she said her husband would say that she's an 8.5. For those that don't know the context. Okay. Can we get to 850 likes? If we get to 850 likes, I'll drop the call link for you guys. Just in honor of 8.5. Okay? Exactly. Dalen says, well, dang, we can't trust you, Kempire. Well, that's what someone was spreading rumors about me. You can't trust him. Only come to find out y'all can't trust that one. Look, Okay. Just saying. All right, let me drop the call-in link because I'm done talking. I've been talking for I've been talking for 2 hours. I'm not taking calls. No, I'm playing. I'm going to take some calls. But calls you're literally getting 30 seconds. When you call in, say your name. You could say hi. Don't ask me how I'm doing. I'm not being rude. I'm just saying you have 30 seconds and the timer will start when you call in. Okay? Respect the timer. The opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, TheKempire LLC, or our sponsors. And everything that they say is alleged. But when you call in, respect the timer. No profanity. Get to the point. You don't need to say hello. Just be like, hi, I am Chef Lorraine, and I'm calling from You don't have to. You can just be like, it's Chef Lorraine, and this is what I gotta say. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Okay, I didn't drop the call-in link yet. Hold on. Let me drop the call-in link for our members. So on the members tab, guys, I'm going to drop the call link for you guys. And if you're watching on Twitch, I'll drop the call link for you guys as well. We already at 858. Well, we have nearly 2,000 of you watching. Can we get to 1,000 likes? Just saying. All right, members, I'm going to drop the call link for you guys. And shout out to everyone watching on X. I haven't even looked at what the X comments have been saying. Yeah, no, y'all be coming for me. Hey, X, Nick is watching on X. Cute, but too early for me. What's too early for you, Nick? Wait, Nick says, I couldn't see that at all. Kemp and Andy is a definite no. Exactly, Nick. LV says, it was definitely bubbly and she's fake, laughing out loud. Also, this is my first time chatting alive, so yay me. Hey, LV. Okay. LV says, this violin. Nick says, I'm not mad at Ashley for riding the wave. She knows she can't sing. Ooh. Shout out to everyone watching on X. All right, let me send this. The folks are waiting for me to drop the call-in link for the community tab. Hold on, y'all. Let me do that now. All right. So if you remember the channel, I'm dropping the call link for you guys. If you are on Twitch, I'm going to drop the call link for you guys there. Okay, so thank you for following on Twitch. All right, we dropped the link there. The Life of Samad, thank you so much for being a member. And for this first time Super Chat virginity card broken. Okay. Thank you, Samad. Appreciate it. And thank you for being a member. Again, if you would like to become a member, there's all kinds of perks, including you guys will be the first to see our Kempire live from Philly. Yeah. So live from Philly, I'll be dropping the video soon, members. So become a member today, teamkempire.com/join. And everything Kempire, including, thank you, Nightbot, reminding people, are you okay? Merch is now available. I meant to wear that today. There's t-shirts, there's sweatshirts, and there's hats with Are You Okay? Kempire merch right now. So be sure to check that out, all right? Let me go back here. There we go. All right. Oh, damn, the members were not playing, y'all. It's already full. So members, when you speak your piece, please drop out so that other people can call in because we can only have so many people in the backstage. You're right. Kendra says, Kempire, let us all enjoy the Ashley Free singing episodes. Oh, my God, because you know they're coming, right? You know that they're coming. Don't want it. Kendra says, you sound like me when I'm ready to leave work. No pleasantries needed. Yeah, because it's going to be eating into your time. All right, so the backstage is full. Okay. Elle, my bell, though, is the first one. Elle, what did you want to share?
Oh, wow. Hi, Kempire. Hi, chat, everybody. So I just wanted to, as you know, I name every episode without caring now, Gone Karen instead of Gone Girl. But I wanted to say Tia is an Aquarius like myself, and we tend to be attracted to intellectuals. So that's why I think she picked Rachel Maddow. And then I want to just give an example. If you watch Martha's Vineyard Summer House, Bria's boyfriend was German, and remember they could never get his humor. Like... That's a good example. Mm-hmm. And then I just wanted to say, as far as the whole trip, I'm enjoying it. This whole life has been so much fun with your tiny violin. And I feel bad that Wendy got sick. But, I mean, if that was me, I would stay far away.
Right? Because you said it was a bug. Thank you, Al, for calling in. All right. Let's bring up April Aries. April Aries, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. So I am enjoying the trip, and this episode, it was really good. And Angel and Keiarna are really like the sad sister duo, like Wendy said, because it's giving like sad and jury, and nobody wants to do that. We want to turn up, pop that kitty on a handstand, take photos and go about our day and enjoy your day, Kempire. Bye.
Not pop the kitty. OMG. Okay. And she still had 10 seconds. All right. Toy's backstage. Toy, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Okay. I just want to say I was one of the people that was like rooting for Keiarna to be on this show and for us to see more of her personality. Now that we've seen it, we don't like it. Bring Jassy on full time. She's actually married, and her man doesn't mind supporting her. And also, Ashley should not be questioning Jassy, because Ashley, we haven't forgotten about your ex saying that he wanted to slob on somebody's knob, and where he was accused of grabbing somebody's behind, and the pictures of him half naked in the hotel. We have not forgotten about any of that, Ashley. You still had 2 kids with him after all of that. So you should be providing support and understanding towards Jassy. Have a good one.
You too. One time for Ashley. That's all she gets. Please don't try and harmonize to it either, Ashley. All right, Angel's backstage. Let's bring Angel W up. What's going on, Angel W?
Okay, so my takeaway is Keiarna is a hater, and it's because Angel got Bobby dropping bags at flea markets. Wendy even got Eddie scamming to get her a little bit of coins. And Kay has Ashley Gray giving her own money back. So that is why she is so bitter, and she just needs to find her a real man, and maybe her attitude will change. That's it.
Thank you, Angel. All right, and she still had 10 seconds too. All right, let me bring up Smiley next. Smiley, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire, how y'all doing today?
Good.
My thing with Stewie Darby, girl, stay in your lane. Leave Stacey alone. Chris is not married. Stacey don't know Monique. Leave Stacey alone with Chris. Worry about the vampire from the underworld, your ex-husband, Michael. Giselle, the thing with you is you try to be genuine, but you're really not genuine. Keiarna, if you had so much smoke for anybody else, why you didn't take up for your girl before you left the table? You left her out there alone. Then Angela, you was without Keiarna. You was showing some type of life. You was doing things with other people. Then when you get back with Keiarna, you turn back to the hermit again. Giselle, I don't blame you. Don't bring your information on things because I'm going. I don't blame you. Don't bring your men on the show because the last time your man was in the park after dark. But hopefully Cameron will come back and we get some life into the show again. And Wendy, maybe you got sick because Eddie called you and told you was being investigated. But who knows? That's all I got, Kempire.
Thanks, Smiley. You went over the timer, Smiley. Look, next time. Fine. All right, let me get to the rest of the callers. I did drop the call link for the general audience as well. And members, I've dropped it on the community tab. Chef Lorraine is backstage. Chef Lorraine.
Hello, Kempire.
Hey.
Look, love, I love you. I've been rocking with you ever since I found out I had cancer 2 years ago. You got me through it. And I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Merlin Magic, to Foxy the Suede, and to Angel W. And I ain't got nothing to say about the show this week. Okay, love you, bye.
It's Foxy the Swede.
Foxy the Swede? All right, she's Swedish, that's right. I don't know why I always say Suede. My bad.
Thank you, Chef Lorraine, for calling in. Yeah, I have to
right,
get,
honey.
look, one more chin check.
I know.
Daylin's backstage. We're going to bring Daylin up next. Now, I'm hot in the studio. Let me turn my fan on. Woo! Let me moving around. Hold on. Let me bring Daylin up. Daylin, what did you want to share?
Hello, everybody. I just want to say Keiarna and Angel are really getting on my nerves because Angel, do you want to be happy, sad, or mad? Like, choose one of the three. And Keiarna, girl, just go home at this point and go use your med spa to scrub Greg's feet. How about that? And Wendy, I still love my girl. Nothing can make me hate her until she gets sentenced or whatever that happens. I'm riding with Dr. Wendy Osefo till the wheels fall off.
Thanks, Daylin.
Thank you.
Bye. He's riding well, okay? All right. Amy's backstage. Amy, what did you want to share?
Hey. I'm sorry. Those wheels are falling off, honey. They're done. See, it's a wrap. So here's the thing. I love my Jane Toussaint. She's been doing really well at moderating and being the mole in the group this season. Even though she's petty and evil, we all know that. I love a mean girl. So I think that she's doing well for what she is casted for. Wendy, I am not recognizing these cues, but you crack me up when you bring them up. And I also love when you do, that makes me laugh.
The TJ sound effect.
Yeah, TJ sound effect. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Amy.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Tyler's backstage. We're going to bring Tyler up next. Tyler, what did you want to share?
I'm disappointed in Wendy. You just show more and more because when it was Giselle and Robin doing you dirty and it was all colorism, they hate black women. You and Candace went on a whole campaign. You need to stand up for some of these newer girls because you were the same girl that was done like that. Just saying. Now you happen to be in the in crowd. Maybe that's why you stole stuff that you already had and then filed a bad claim, girl. Clankety clank. Keiarna, she gets on my nerves, but I don't think Keiarna needs to go. I want Ashley gone. Do not come back. If somebody's leaving anyway, I think it'll be Ashley and Angel for Karen to return. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, someone definitely is not returning next season because they're definitely going to bring Karen back, and Karen is a big paycheck. Just saying. All right, Nia's backstage. We're going to bring Nia up next. Nia, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire from Toronto. We love you up here. Very quick, unpopular opinion. I don't like Wendy or Giselle on their own. I think I agree with you. It is a little bit fake, but I low-key like their relationship. And honestly, as a fellow African, allegedly, I don't think Wendy is beating these Nigerian stereotypes. I am sorry to say, but with the scam and the fraud, I'm sorry. It's really bad. And lastly, Kay isn't just thirsty. She is beg at this point. And remember, beggars can't be choosers. Take your exit, Kay.
Ooh, damn. Thanks, Nia. All right, we have Cynthia backstage. Cynthia, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey, that wasn't for you.
Cynthia calling from Maryland.
Maryland.
The filter picture does not look like Angel. I'm sorry. I don't know what Angel's talking about. And Angel's a spicy Pisces. So her attitude is justifiable, I guess. And I hope Keiarna and Angel don't come back next season. That's it.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Take care.
Bye, Kempire.
And she had 15 seconds. All right. I like it. Just get to the point. Love it. Wait, she said Angel is a spicy Pisces? You Pisces. All right. I'm going to bring up Alessia next, but Nicole, it's saying device is not connected. So I don't know if you have to do anything, but you might have to drop out and call back in if that will fix it. But yeah. All right. Alessia, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. You're cracking me up. Like, you're cracking me up with the violin and the jailbird. I mean, so funny. By the way, Stacey has to sit next to Wendy's reunion, like, no matter what. By the way, people are asking, like, oh, we have to bring Jassy. Like, are the same people that were like, oh, bring Keiarna? Or people that said, like, bring Marlo, bring Shamia? Like, we knew what happened. So, like, we don't need Jassy. We don't need his cheating husband. We don't need none of that. By the way, that being said, no, nothing more. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Alessia. Bye. Alessia and her cheating husband. She said nothing is happening right now. They had some infractions in the beginning of the relationship before they were married. All right. Let's bring D. Nicole up next. D. Nicole, what did you want to share?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. I'm gonna be real quick. I like Angel, but I'm like, you're clicking down for me every episode. Like, I was hopeful in the beginning of the episode when she started, like, be cool with the other girls. But then as soon as she got near Kay, I'm like, bye, Kay. Bye. Go on with Ashley Gregg, Uggums McGee. I'm through. I'd rather have Angel than Kay because, I mean, Angel's actually a housewife. No shade. Bye.
Thanks, D. Nicole. Wow. And she did it with 25 seconds. All right. Scotty G is backstage. Okay, I'm just going to let you guys know. Hold on, y'all. Those eggs, look. Scotty G's backstage. Know the Queen, Miss Sharon, Ariana, and Miss Esquire. So if you remember, I did drop the call link on the community tab just in case. All right, let's bring up Scotty G next. Scotty G, what did you want to share?
I wanted to say that Jazzy started with Keiarna because she brought up her relationship, so she gets what she gets. I wanted to say, I'm just so ready for this reunion because these girls need to reunite more than ever. And I was wondering, do you think they'll have a 4-part? But also, Tia, I relate to her because my daughter started kindergarten this year and now she's calling me like bro and girl. And I'm like, I have one child, so I don't understand where it's coming from. I don't like it. We're in New York City, so she's really being socialized. But, you know, I don't like it. But yeah, that's it. Ashley can go.
Oh. Right. Thanks, Scotty. I wouldn't even want my nieces or nephews to refer to me as bro. I'd be like, bro, you better call me sis. No. In regards to the question about a 4-part reunion, this is the only season where I could see potentially a 4-part reunion. But production, I know you watch. We got to make sure that there's actually content there, because the only reason why I can see the potential of a 4-part is because of the Wendy and the Karen of it all. That's the only reason why I could see a 4-part potentially. But I think y'all could work out your editing and do it in 3. But I could potentially, unless one of those parts is a full interview with Karen. Just saying. Because now Karen can talk all about it. Right, Karen? Holistic RN Diva, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Holistic says, Kay is unaligned and sad. Damn. Don't ever call me unaligned. Giselle is messy and mean. Wendy and Ashley do too much. Angel just had a baby and is adjusting to her new body. Wendy should learn budgeting from Angel. Love the newbies. Damn, she read all of them down in a super chat. Thank you so much, Chioma, Cynthia, for the super chat. We appreciate you as well. Again, guys, we're almost at 1,000 likes. So be sure to like the video if you haven't already. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions in the live chat as well. Or in the comment section, I should say. Let me bring up Noda Queen next. Noda Queen, what did you want to share?
First of all, fire Ashley Darby. Second of all, justice for Angel. After they showed the pictures of her before she gained weight, the picture makes a little more sense, especially with the context that Giselle was talking about a different picture. It made her look a lot crazier. If they showed the same picture we saw, she might have had a different defense. So justice for her. Also, I feel like Angel would be a good friend of, don't give that lady a flute, but she would be a good friend of if she wasn't hindered by Keiarna being her friend. She needs a new friend. Also, I think Ashley went and kissed the ring behind the scenes to Giselle, and that's why they're all buddy-buddy, so Giselle digging in her closet. That's all. Have a good one.
Thank you, Noda Queen. All right, Miss Sharon's backstage. Miss Sharon, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I don't think that Angel will be back next year because I think she's a little bit too sensitive, especially when it comes towards Giselle, and I think that her husband is probably going to make her quit the show. But my feeling is every time she brings up Bobby, I think they ought to throw cold water on her like they did on Salt Lake City.
No, we don't need that over in this franchise.
Oh, I got another fun fact for you, Kempire.
What?
Ron Springs is related to my cousin. They're from Virginia.
Oh.
It's Sean Springs. I'm sorry. His father is Ron Springs. They're all related.
Oh.
They're from Virginia. And I think he's also related to Lawrence Taylor.
Question. Bobby Massey, are you familiar with his football career? How was that?
I didn't see him play. And I'll tell you why. I don't pay attention to the defense's names that much. Only when I pay attention to the names if they graduated from Mizzou.
Oh.
And so if they graduated from Mizzou, then I keep up with them. But other than that, I don't. I only keep up with like the wide receivers and tight ends.
Me too.
Yeah, and the running backs. Yeah, that's the only one. The offensive line. That's the only. And the Chiefs got beat yesterday by Buffalo.
Oh, okay. All right. We're getting close to the Super Bowl.
I know. The Chiefs will not be in it this year. I'm sorry.
They won't?
They won't. They're not going to make it. They've already lost, I think, 3 or 4 games.
So what is Taylor going to do?
No, I don't know. She'll be watching it on TV. And she better hope that the Chiefs doesn't make it to the Super Bowl. Because if they do make it to the Super Bowl, I don't see her and Travis getting married because that would delay the marriage, and I don't see it for him. But if he doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, then I can see them getting married like in not February, but I would say March or April.
Noted. All right, Miss Shannon, we appreciate you calling in.
All right, bye, Kempire.
Bye. Gary says the Me Too is wild. Kemp needs to get off this line. Miss Sharon didn't even see that coming. Oh, I do love my weekly updates too, Angel. It's a KSPN weekly update. I'm just saying. But if you follow sports and you're familiar with Bobby Massey's career, let us know. I'm interested to know. I mean, he's fine, so I don't really care, but... All right, Ariana's backstage. We're going to bring Ariana up next. Ariana, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. My super chat, I was saying that Giselle's outfit was actually really nice. And for the dinner,
Yes.
and I was taken aback. I said, okay, Giselle. And I wasn't really thinking about Wendy, like how you mentioned in today's live until you said it. But now it's like, it does make me rethink the episodes. And I'm really trying not to think about her arrest when I watch. So, but it's, I think it's interesting. And then Angel really does talk about being a wag all the time. And I think that's why she wants Charisse on here so bad. Like, but Charisse also gives nothing either. So I don't need it. And I'm actually really liking Jazzy. And lastly, I really want to hear your follow-up on the Karamo thing because I really know nothing about him. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, I need to remind myself, refresh my brain on some of the things that Karamo's been on reality television for a long time.
I hear, but I really know nothing about him, so I'm interested.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Ariana.
all. Bye.
Take care. All right. Last but definitely not least, we're going to bring up Miss Esquire. But if you're just joining us, we're almost at 1,000 likes. So make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you to our members. We appreciate your monthly support. I do not take that lightly. Some of you have been members for like 4+ years. So, we've been going strong throughout the pandemic, but we still here. We're still here. All right. Last but definitely not least, let's bring up Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire, what did you want to share about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. So in terms of Bobby Massey, I'm not even sure his coaches were familiar with his career. That's how much folks don't know about him. I only know about him because somebody I dated was a big Broncos fan, but you can go and try to look up his stats, baby, but, it ain't going to be much to find. No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. He's
a 10-year starter, though.
What you say?
He's a 10-year starter.
Okay, you tell
I don't
me
know what that means.
Offensive tackle, because I don't know that he did. I mean, I'm looking for any kind of stats. I don't see no interceptions. But listen, maybe somebody is familiar with him. But I follow football and I'm not. Here's the thing about Angel. Every Pisces I know is delusional, and I love that about them. As a Virgo, they are my sister sign, and I love their delusion because I need to.
I love how you're calling it delusion into lies.
They're dreamers. They dream a lot when they sleep, in the words of Tiffany New York Pollard. So what I will say is, though, I love that for Angel that she is delusional because you need to be with this group of women. But what I will say is, Giselle, until your wig looks like it is even remotely hitting your hairline, I don't need you talking about how anybody filters their pictures. Because why is your wig always sitting 6 inches above your head? There is no suggestion that it is coming out of your scalp. So you trying to read anybody's looks, please go away from me with this, Apollo. Okay, Wendy is giving you pledge, you cross the sands, and now it's your time to haze somebody, and I don't like that for you. I don't like that for you at all, Wendy. You don't have to do what was done unto you. You can do better. You can be better. And in that conversation with Angel, knowing that lady was postpartum, knowing what Wendy went through her first season when she was postpartum and how they came for her looks, I expected a little bit better of you. See, the North remembers, and so do I. So I don't like that, Wendy. I didn't appreciate that. It's giving too much that you want to be over here with these people who have given you nothing but hell since you joined this show. You getting a little too kiki with Giselle and Ashley, and I don't like that for you. I don't see it for you. With Keiarna, I just have never seen a housewife go from being so promising to so disappointing. It's been quite a while. And the fact that she got a second season and NECA didn't, I can't believe that I'm saying I would have preferred a second season of NECA over this.
You're right, though. You bring up a good point.
I hate that I'm saying that. I'm going to go repent for saying it because Lord knows I don't want NECA on my screen.
Me either.
But I would have preferred a second season of seeing her have her beautiful baby and whatever else she got going on in her life than what Keiarna is serving us.
But keep in mind, I think it was just the luck of the draw. Karen not being on this season, I think that secured her spot. And remember, I think it was last season, we found out at the last minute that Keiarna nabbed her flute because they weren't reporting that she was getting full time last season.
Well, they should have put a champagne in a
red cup because we don't need it, okay? We don't need it. The last thing I'm going to say is I have a 5th grader and a kindergartner.
Sorry.
And I prefer bruh over here in 6-7 all day long. I will take bruh, I will take cuz, I will take any of it. Because if you are a parent of a child that is in any kind of schooling right now, all you hearing is 6-7 all day long, and I would like it to stop. That's it.
Please. Thank you, Miss Esquire. Take care.
Bye.
Woo! See why I gave her all the time? Because she was going to read the girls, and she wrote valid points. And she also calls in and she gives us legal perspectives, okay? So if you missed any of our coverage of the Wendy of it all, Ms. Esquire is one of our lawyers that called in and shared their perspectives. So be sure to check that out if you missed it. Thanks to everyone that called in. I appreciate you guys being here. This was a very long live, 2.5 hours. So you know I need to go rest my voice, but if you haven't liked the video, it's easy, it's free. Be sure to like the video. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, PayPals. We appreciate all of the support because you know I'm an independent contractor over here. Entrepreneur. Chioma, thank you so much for the super chat. Chioma says, where is Miss Bernice? I have no idea. Miss Bernice, if you're watching this, people are looking for you. Comment in the comment section. Alessia, thank you so much for super chatting for being a member. Alessia says, Angel learned from Sheree. Who gonna check me, boo? I don't know. It would be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes for her. Okay. Melissa, thank you so much for the super chat. Melissa says, did Kay not believe Wendy being robbed? Is that what Jazzy meant when she said that Kay said, don't try and trust Wendy? It would be interesting. I don't know. Well, I don't know when her confessional. That would mean that the confessional that Jazzy did was recent, meaning like it just happened in the last couple of weeks. I mean, I need to know what the timing means, but I'm going to keep that in mind, what you said. Christina, thank you so much for the super chat. Christina says, we'll say that at least people aren't asking you to add Ashley singing like they were Dr. Greg. Thank you. Because we're not doing it. We're not doing it, okay? Just out of respect for Roberta Flack and her family. Okay, we will not do that to the Roberta Flack legacy. All right, y'all. It is 3:13 p.m. here in New York City. The sun looked like it just peeped out for a hot second, so let me go enjoy it for a little bit. Let's continue this conversation. Let me see what the poll was, though. Let me see what the YouTube poll was in regards to this week's episode and how you guys rated it. Let's see. With over 1,300 votes, you gave this week's episode a good rating. 70% of you rated this episode between 7 and 10. That's good. 70%. Okay, 70% of you rated this week's episode between 7 and 10. 27% of you rated it between 4 and 6, and 4% of you rated it between a 1 and 3. Okay? All right. I'm going to end the poll there. All right, y'all. Thank you to everyone that voted. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. It was a members-only live chat. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. Thank you to our subscribers as well. We appreciate you. And those of you that still are watching in the bushes, become subscribed. Why not, right? We're almost at 555,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Make sure you're following us everywhere as well. We're live on Twitch. Shout out to our Twitch fam, twitch.tv/Kempire. We're also live on YouTube. Well, YouTube, but we're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. And we're live on X. So TheKempire on X. I also tweet and talk about a bunch of different things on X. So give me a follow, TheKempire on X, okay? All right, y'all. See you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.